Live from Atlanta, welcome to Week 10 of the Pro Volleyball Federation. Coming to you this evening on the ROKU Challenge. And the Hope Standing Vibe and the Las Vegas Thrill, very familiar with one another. This is the fourth and final meeting of the year. Vegas at 500, 7-7 after a 7-2 start in Atlanta, currently at 6-8. Speaking of those numbers, let's take a look at the current Pro Volleyball Federation standings. Nobody has been hotter than Orlando. They've won a league record 8 straight matches, and Omaha right there with them. Remember, the top 4 teams make it into the playoffs. That site to be determined to play for $1 million in additional prize money. Hi everybody and welcome. I'm Paul Sunderland, joined once again by my esteemed partner, 3-time Olympian, NCAA champion, bronze medalist Holly McPeak. Both of these teams got off to pretty good starts, although Atlanta has been up and down, but Atlanta has lost a season high 3 in a row. Vegas has lost a season high 5 in a row. Cause for panic on either side?
I don't think so, Paul. I think there's plenty of time. We're not at that halfway point. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And both these teams are looking for answers and trying to start that winning streak now.
And speaking of answers, good call, Holly McPeak. Both of them have exactly that on the left side, with dueling all-stars for Vegas and for Atlanta going head-to-head.
Hannah Maddox is only her second year as a pro, but she is as talented as they come. She's learning new ways to score because teams are scheming to stop her. She's a high flyer, knows how to score, and is learning to mix up her shots so she can score on a consistent basis for the Vegas Thrill.
And for Atlanta, last year's most valuable player and most outstanding outside attacker, Leah Edmond, just continues to put up outstanding numbers, particularly in the last 6 or 7 matches.
Leah Edmond is special. Big, heavy arm. She's bombing her serve better than ever, and she can score. She can shut teams down with her block. She needs to lead this team so they can get back on a winning streak and head into that final stretch strong.
Leah Edmond out of the University of Kentucky was fabulous last year, the inaugural season of the PVF. Corey Lewis, speaking of outstanding, the rookie out of Florida State, Merritt Beeson, the #1 overall draft pick out of Nebraska. Pia Timmer, McKenna Vicini out of Stanford, Marley Monserrat. Atlanta's been going back and forth, but Monserrat gets the start this evening at home, and of course the inevitable Morgan Hentz. And now for the visiting Thrill, Hannah Maddox is a star. Berkeley Oblad with Willow Johnson getting her second straight start. Very effective, albeit in a losing effort the other evening. Mayfield, Van Buskirk, Alicia Childress. What a player. What a star to have. What a veteran volleyball mind. And then Mary Schroll, last year's Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, will be at the Libero. Atlanta in their home red uniforms, best 3 out of 5 sets. Once again, the 4th and final meeting, and right now Atlanta leads the series 2 wins to 1, but it was Vegas winning here in Atlanta in the most recent meeting. And Vicini out of the middle, and Marley Monserrat with the excellent delivery out of the setting position.
Atlanta's definitely trying to get their middles going early, establish that connection so they can use them throughout the match, get that connection really confident.
McKenna Vicini finished her career at Stanford, originally from Lexington, Kentucky. Schroll with the overpass. Nice save that time by Johnson. Free ball coming to the bot. And over the top of the block by Corey Lewis.
Corey Lewis is long in the middle and doesn't try and hit the ball straight down, just aims deep in the court for the easy kill for Atlanta.
Had a fun conversation this afternoon at Serve and Pass with McKenna Vicini. I said, how did you get out of Lexington? Why didn't you go to the University of Kentucky? She said, hey, when Stanford calls and you get in, you go to Stanford. And rightfully so. Good start here for Atlanta.
And the smart move by McKenna Vicini, serving into that seam, making and forcing the players for Vegas Thrill to communicate, and there it broke down.
Vicini good offensively, hitting .293, 20 blocks so far on the season, an NCAA champion back in 2019. There is Maddox, good block touch. Set her out of the play. Vicini steps in. Nice set that time, but a better block by Maddox and Oblak.
I think that set fell a little bit inside from Vicini and didn't give Merritt Beeson that line to attack. Vegas Thrill does a good job recognizing inside, stopping their block and shutting it down in transition.
Oblad wearing number 12, 6'4", also an all-star. Lewis, really a high flyer. We'll give you her efficiency numbers early on in this match. She is a key. Free ball coming. Oh, not a good first contact by Johnson. Aggressively into the middle. Boy, what a nice set that time by Alicia Glass-Childress.
Alicia Childress knows she needs to get her middles going as well. Atlanta's established theirs. Vegas trying to get the middles doing the same.
There is Lane Van Buskirk, 6'4" middle blocker out of the Canadian national team. Working on Edmond. Pretty nice pass. Good touch. Alyssa Mayfield out of the back row. Doug, of course, in Hentzville. Morgan Hentz with a dig. Good read by Timmer. Area 6 in the middle back. A long rally to start. Pretty good block touch. What a play. Morgan Hentz with a stab. Block defense is outstanding so far inside the block. Nice dig by the middle blocker. That ball should come up. Unfortunate end to an otherwise wonderful point.
Loving the effort defensively, both sides of the net, but Atlanta played ahead. Look at this block deflection. Starts with Leah Edmond fully stretched out. Morgan Hentz keeps it up in the air, and Atlanta able to stay in that rally and win it.
Hentz with the backhand reverse flipper. Very easy free ball coming. See what Monserrat does with that. Good read by Stroll. Boy, both teams, excellent digs, but I won't say letting balls drop, but balls hitting the floor that probably shouldn't.
Agreed. Communication is so important. Vegas, early in the first 3 or 4 points of the game, gave 2 free points to Atlanta. Free ball plays. You have to get good swings if you get the ball up defensively.
There is Willow Johnson out of the University of Oregon. Her father, Hall of Famer, nice dig by Childress. Randy Johnson, known as the big unit, and a good swing by Hannah Maddox.
Hannah Maddox likes that ball a little tighter in transition, allows her to elevate and attack through the seam. Atlanta block had a little hole between Monserrat and Lewis.
Mentioned that Vegas started the season at 7-2, lost 5 in a row most recently at home to Indy. The Indy Ignite 3-1, and not a lot of drama in that. It was not very close. Oh, what a swing. You mentioned that Hannah Maddox is trying to find different ways to score. What are those different ways?
One is avoiding that seam swing, moving it around and turning it down the line. This is a ball that Hannah Maddox has been working on and uses it at a crucial time, catching Merritt Beeson by surprise. Turning that ball and having the offensive range to use the whole court is important for her growth.
Nice pass that time by Leah Edmond, and Childress got a little bit fooled on that block deflection, and the ball goes to the floor.
Both teams getting nice block deflections. Even though they're not stuff blocks, they're slowing the attack down and able to play it.
Leah Edmond is 5th in the league in kills per set, 9th in digs per set, and also pretty good at the service line. Amazing.
She focused coming into this season knowing that she wanted to have a consistently tough serve, and the pace on her serve is definitely way up from last year.
That is ace number 28, second best so far in the league to only Natalie Foster playing for Orlando. We'll be there on Sunday to see Natalie Foster and her hybrid, which is something to behold from the service line. 23 matches last year for Vegas. You can see her league ranks, having an outstanding season, carries a big load. Leah Edmond and Pia Timmer. Pia Timmer missed some time. Taylor Head out of Arkansas, and then eventually Florida State came in, filled in very, very well, but Timmer is rock solid.
Number 7 in red, Pia Timmer on that left side, turns it crossbody down the line. She recognizes Alicia Childress chasing on the block and takes advantage.
Working on Maddox and getting the service winner. Good service pressure now for the Atlanta Vibe.
When we talked to Atlanta's coaching staff, they said, look, couple things we need to do. Serve really tough and minimize unforced errors.
Corey Lewis back at the service line. We're scheduled to have technical timeouts, one when a team reaches 8 and one when a team reaches 16. Somehow the message not communicated. There is Caleb Anworth in her first year on the sideline for Atlanta. 2014, a world champion, and previously coached and played so successfully for Nebraska. Yeah, Ramon Hernandez Cruz, the first-year head coach for Vegas, is saying, wait a minute, aren't we supposed to be stopping at 8? Let's follow the format. I agree. That's a miscommunication, and thank you, Ramon. We will now have time to put in our first commercial on the Roku channel, just underway. Here in Atlanta, Vegas, and the Vibe. Franklin Sports is a proud partner of the Pro Volleyball Federation, coming your way on the Roku channel. I would imagine that is the Atlanta Aquarium. I've visited many beautiful aquariums around the world, never the one here in Atlanta, but based on that, when you come here, take a look at the aquarium. Yeah. Dolphins in our part of the world, we see them all the time off the beach where we live. Yeah, it's a magnificent sight. Pretty magnificent so far on the offensive and defensive end for both of these teams, as Lane Van Buskirk will go back to serve. Has been playing professionally in Germany, finished her career for the Pitt Panthers. Good block touch so far by both of these teams. Mayfield chopping inside and missed it just out of bounds. She is number 15 in the white visiting uniforms for Vegas.
Allison Mayfield, one of the best passing left side players for the Vegas Thrill, started early in the season, now getting another shot at it, adding some ball control and a strong passer in the lineup.
Trust me, that was Ramon Hernandez Cruz being blocked out a little bit by the first referee, Young Park. Long-time head coach in Puerto Rico's national team, played in the Olympics in Athens on the beach, three-time All-American at Penn State. Monserrat back to serve. Nice pass. You pointed it out, Holly. That's why Mayfield is in the lineup. Good block on the slide against Oblad. Maybe Maddox out of the back row. Again to Mayfield. Block touch. A little bit lucky that time for Vegas, but they'll take it off of Vicini. There is Caleb Anworth, once again mentioned her world championship as an outstanding libero for Karch-Kirac and the United States, also a bronze medalist in Rio in 2016 when she was a teammate of Alicia Glass-Childress, who was voted the most outstanding setter at the Rio Olympic Games and also a world champion. And speaking of that, 3 times an NCAA champion and 3 times a mother of 3 daughters.
Alicia Childress will make a great coach someday.
She will.
Every time we talk to her, I love hearing her insight. And I see her, even at serve and pass in practice, helping her teammates, teaching.
Nice play by Mayfield. Let's talk about some of the lineup changes that Ramon Hernandez Cruz has put on the floor for Vegas. Who in particular, other than Willow Johnson, let's say, and the reasons for it?
Well, first of all, Vegas wanted a more experienced lineup. Willow Johnson on that opposite. And then we talked about Allison Mayfield on that left side. She brings that really steady first contact and then experience on the left side.
Willow Johnson, albeit in a losing effort, was 12 of 24 with only 1 error at home the other night against Indy. She is into the lineup now in the place of Cameron Hanna, who did not play in that particular match. Communication from the scorer's table. Atlanta on top in this best 3 out of 5 opening set. Atlanta is glad to be at home. All 3 matches that they have lost consecutively have all been on the road, and they have really struggled at the offensive end, hitting at only a 145 clip during those 3 losses.
Not sure if we have a technical malfunction.
All of us, I always get so upset at these delays, but everybody's trying as hard as they can. And sometimes there's just a snafu.
Cutting edge technology.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes now we're depending on computers and
Yeah, I mentioned both of these teams struggling right now. Atlanta lost at Indy 3-1, lost at Columbus. That raised a lot of eyebrows because Columbus had started 0-7 before they won 4 out of 5, and then lost at Orlando 15-13 in the 5th.
The up referee is down.
Which is not a good sign.
Not a good sign. Doesn't happen very often.
I like the nodding of the head. All right,
Yep,
off we go.
up.
Good, good. Mentioned Young Park. And William Stanley is the second official, and he's sitting at the scorer's table. A little unique deployment for the officials here in the Pro Volleyball Federation. Right side to Beeson. Nice dig by Schroll. Maddox, that's how you hit high and flat and hard.
For the Vegas Thrill team, good block deflection on Leah Edmond. They've been able to slow her down defensively. And then Hannah Maddox talked about her mixing up her offense. Schroll with a fantastic dig. And then Maddox going high, flat hands over the defense.
Maddox already 4 kills on 8 swings, and Vegas off to a very good start offensively, hitting 375. Glass would like to have that one back. Tough ball to dig when it has very little, if any, topspin on it.
Alicia Childress is so good at reading the seam of the block and stepping in and getting touches. That time she just crept in a little bit too into the court to dig that ball.
There is Merritt Beeson hitting under 200. That's an area where she really must improve. 2.9 kills per set. Maddox, really good swing, powering the ball through the block already with 5 kills.
Alicia Childress has her track shoes on. She is running balls down, puts up a hittable ball, lets Maddox do the rest of the work.
We had such an interesting conversation with Alicia earlier this afternoon, and she talked about all these young players and how they have to learn that the margin is so small. You have to work so hard, not only in every point, but in between every contact. Really an interesting conversation.
No mental or physical break on the court. You have to stay focused. Perfect pass. Monterey goes fast to the pin, and Leah Edmond that time gets a really nice seam in the block and goes hard.
Both teams playing at an outstanding level to start in serve reception for both, and also inside out.
Double sub for Atlanta. Mia Tuaninga coming in, she will set, and Anna Dixon will play on the right side for Atlanta.
Anna Dixon's played some really high-level volleyball in the place of Merritt Beeson when Beeson was out with a foot injury for a couple of matches. She's a very strong player. We all know about Mia Tuaninga with her career at USC. Really good server and a very creative setter. Pretty good pass that time by Mayfield. Tuaninga with the first contact. Hintz is very good in off-ball setting. And Leah Edmond, unforced error. And we were talking to the coaching staff at Atlanta. They have been absolutely shooting themselves in the foot with way too many plays just like that.
Their last loss, I believe it was actually 2 matches ago, 25 unforced errors in 3 sets. A team like Atlanta cannot do that.
Corey Lewis, nice dig that time by Johnson. Lewis again, no quickly to the outside, and playing with 2 different setters, but it's not just 2 different people, it's 2 different styles and two different rhythms.
Leah Edmond likes that fastball, and she knows when Mia Tuaninga's out, she's going to shove it out to that pin fast, gets on it, attacks the seam before the block can get there.
And when we talked to Leah Edmond this morning at she was here way before her team. She was doing an interview, and it was our very good fortune. We're going to have a challenge during the course of that rally, but Leah Edmond said that when she's playing with Tuaninga and the ball is jacked to the outside, she takes responsibility.
Original call is ball up. Atlanta's challenging that ball was down.
She wants to sling it to whatever location from anywhere, and she's got the hand and body strength to do that for Atlanta.
Having our first challenge, you get 2 challenges per set. The Volt 6 system, challenge ball up or down, 4 contacts, touch off the block. And you can stop during the play. If you're wrong, you lose the point. And that is to Atlanta, so we will replay the point. And if you are correct, which Caleb Anworth was, you keep your 2 challenges. You can also challenge 3 areas of foot fault: service line, 3-meter line, and center line. there's the play. You can see that that ball was any part of the ball on. Oh, it's clearly on the floor. No question about that. And I was incorrect. I said that we'll replay the point. I thought that it had gone the other way. That's Atlanta ball, Atlanta point. Because the ball was down.
Correct.
Bolt 6, the system that's used at the Olympics. All of the teams in the Pro Volleyball Federation have invested heavily in this system, and it's paying dividends. Maddox getting a lot of early action. Dug again by Hentz. Late run by Tuaninga. Back to Maddox. No, this time to Van Buskirk. Good block touch. Over the top. Pia Timmer making something happen. Something out of nothing.
Yeah, I mean, the ball had pace. It got by her, but she was able to get her left hand, make a good decision. And again, the Vegas Thrill, the defense was chasing the ball, and that put Atlanta ahead on that play.
And with that score by Pia Timmer out of Washington State and Germany, we've come to the second technical timeout. Atlanta with their largest lead of the opening set. Time certainly for the 7-7 Vegas Thrill to respond in this opening set. Hannah Maddox has been doing her part. She needs a little more support.
I think the passing for the Vegas Thrill needs to get in front of that 3-meter line so they can run more middle. They've had to go to Hannah Maddox often, and she's made some magic happen. 6 kills on 10 swings, 0 errors. Doing a nice job managing her offense, but they need to push that pass up to the net so they can run their middles, run that pipe, that quick set out of the back row.
Pretty good numbers for Atlanta at 292. Look at the numbers right now for Vegas. Very, very nice start at the offensive end, but got to slow down Leah Edmond back at the service line, who already registered her 28th service ace so far on the year. Apologize for it. A lot of delays here early on. It's not like the season has just started. This is pretty inexcusable in my humble opinion. Good pass by Mayfield. Maddox again, roll shot to Aninga is there. Oh, I like that play. Ball a little bit inside, but Maddox missed it out of bounds. Everything about it except the final result.
Morgan Hentz playing left back defense for Atlanta. You see Tuaninga touch it, and then Hentz changes directions with her body to keep that alive with her left hand.
Brought Hannah Maddox inside a little bit, and already a couple of absolutely spectacular plays at the defensive end by Morgan Hentz. First team All-American, 3 occasions, 3-time NCAA champion, most outstanding player of the NCAA championships in 2018. That doesn't happen for a libero very often, and during her amazing career at Stanford, 2,310 digs last year, led the PVF and was the libero of the year.
And a lot of teams have to scheme against Morgan Hentz, a libero, to keep it away from her. Obviously in serve receive, she's an elite passer, but when she's playing defense, she takes up a lot of the court, forcing hitters to hit away from her area.
As a libero, she's like Sergio on the men's side from Brazil several Olympics ago. He has since retired. Have to scheme. That's a great way of putting it. You have to completely change what you want to do, because the woman, or Sergio the man, in reception and in left back defense says, if you hit it over here, it's not going down. Tough on Edmond, wants to get rolling from the service line. She's been good there already, again with her 28th ace. The retired Betty De La Cruz holds the all-time PVF record in the inaugural season with 32 aces. That's going to get broken this year by Natalie Foster. Might be on Sunday.
And it could be Leah Edmond as well, the way she put pace on the ball.
Hannah Maddox will go back to the line. Second year in Vegas after an outstanding collegiate career at South Alabama. Well handled. That's a mistake going to Hentz with that. Dug by Johnson. Oh, nice cut. And that's against Hentz. That's an outstanding swing by Allison Mayfield, All-American career at Kansas.
I'd love to see Vegas throw go back to their middles a little bit, especially when they have a transition opportunity. But this ball off the block coverage, fast to Mayfield, who doesn't have much of an approach, just wrist away in that sharp angle.
Perfect pass again by Hentz, quickly to the outside. Kept off the floor that time by Willow Johnson, but good offense here in reception. And then Mia Tuaninga. Remember last week when we were in Vegas against Grand Rapids, the double sub paid huge dividends for Grand Rapids. They had lost 5 in a row. They've now won 2 in a row. Here is Corey Lewis, really a work in progress at the service line. Didn't serve a lot at Florida State. Nice block.
That's the play in particular that's really hard for the Vegas throw. The pass is behind the 3-meter line. Alicia Childress, the setter, doesn't have anywhere to go. This allows the block to get set, put up a wall against Mayfield on the left.
Pretty nice looking front line with Anna Dixon, Timmer, along with Vicini. Good block touch by Vicini. That's going to be a net violation. Mayfield knew she got caught with her hand in the cookie jar right away, and Atlanta is pulling away in this opening set.
Vegas thrill team just had a little huddle in the middle of the court. Willow Johnson really stepped up talking in terms of leadership, and that's one of the benefits of having an experienced veteran on the court like her.
Nice pass. That had tough written all over. Covered by Schroll. Aggressive set, a gunslinger indeed, and sometimes you pay the price. Tuaninga missing Vicini in the middle.
So far early in this first set, Vegas Thrill have already given 3 free balls to Atlanta. That one did not pay off in terms of Atlanta, but Vegas Thrill needs to work on, if they're going to keep the ball up, they need to set somebody and get a good swing out of it in transition.
Here is Grace Loberg, 2021 national champion at Wisconsin, played in San Diego last year. Coming on to serve this time for Van Buskirk, and misses that into the top of the tape. Still time for Vegas. They come in at 7-7. Remember, we talked about them an awful lot at the beginning of the season when they got out of the blocks. 7-2. They have now lost 5 in a row. Marley Monserrat, most of her career, and very well known as the name Monserrat at the University of Florida, and played 1 year of beach at UCLA. Really did a wonderful job last year running the offense for Atlanta. Good set in transition. Beeson off the edge.
Transition setting when your setter digs the ball is a crucial part of the game, and there Atlanta able to execute and score on that right side.
Timeout is called. Atlanta now with a 22-15 advantage. 4th and final meeting of the season already, and we haven't even come to the halfway point.
Monserrat with the dig, and then Morgan Hentz pushing it all the way across the court to Merritt Beeson, who works off that left side block of Mayfield.
Morgan Hentz is not only one of the very best in the business in all of volleyball. There she is, number 9 in the light blue Libero jersey. But her ability to transition set after a ball is dug, always giving her teammates a very good opportunity to score. That time it was Merritt Beeson. Mentioned it's the 4th meeting of the year. Atlanta leads the series 2-1, but Vegas won the last meeting right here at Gas South Arena in the suburbs of Atlanta. That was on February 2nd. They won that 3-1. Hannah Maddox had 16 kills to lead the way in that category for both teams. Leah Edmonds' father is the high-performance strength and conditioning coach at the University of Kentucky, where she was a 4-time All-American. Monserrat will go back to serve. Mentioned that the name Monserrat is kind of synonymous with Florida volleyball. Allie and Madison both played there, her sisters. And congratulations once again to now retired Mary Weiss on a fantastic career. Johnson is dug. That was a heater. Where do you go here? Mayfield tipping over the top. Nice play by Monserrat, but just a beat late.
Alicia Childress talking to her left side attacker, Allison Mayfield, just about that connection in terms of the set that she wants.
Mayfield now is make that 3 of 8 with a couple of errors, and that ball put away by Vicini. You talked about it. Atlanta wanted to get their middles involved.
McKenna Vicini out of the middle. We saw it early in this first set, and now going back to it. So many different options. Double block there, but Vicini works through the seam for the Atlanta point.
Sometimes not known for her offense, but just hitting a couple of clicks under 300. Johnson again. Oh, rejected by Edmond.
Leah Edmond is one of those players on the left side who can be an absolute shutdown blocker. She's high, really good handwork. Watch her, she sees it, she gets up, look how high above the net, she sees it.
Original call is no net ball.
We are going to have a challenge. Vegas is hoping that Leah Edmond somewhere caught the tape, or top of the tape, or somewhere on the way down. Well, they are taking another look at that.
She has a little bit of a guilty look on.
Yes, she does.
Stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Not sure, we'll see.
Leah Edmond had an outstanding year last year, 4.3 kills per set, 2.9 digs. And she leads. She's like a Johnny Teeler. She's an outstanding wing blocker. She has more blocks than either of the middles, any of the middles on her Atlanta team.
And that says a lot. That's what I told you, like that. She's just shutdown blocker, really nice eye work over the net, obviously high. Vegas point.
So there was a net violation. Thank you very much. And there it is. Yes, just a little brush of the net on the way down. Yep. Good use of the challenge. 23-17. Still time for Vegas to get some momentum and feeling coming into this match. Nice dig by Schroll. I'll tell you, both teams have been a little unlucky. They're getting the ball off the floor, but they're digging it away from their help.
Leah Edmond attacked between the left back and middle back defender, and that's the thing. If you're a little bit tentative, it's hard to bring it back to the court.
Leah Edmond now with 3 kills on 8 swings. Very good efficiency, particularly for Atlanta. Short serve, easily handled, and nice play. Good play by Berkeley Oblad out of the middle. Wayne made the all-star team, along with Alicia Glass-Childress. Charity Looper was also on that all-star team. She's been a little up and down the last couple of matches. Had a very good start to her professional career to Charity Looper out of Louisville. Corey Lewis on the crossbody to close out the opening set.
It's all about the serve and pass game, and when you can put the ball right in your setter's hand, good things happen. High percentage attack. Corey Lewis, crossbody, gets up and crushes that ball. Atlanta wins the first set over Vegas Thrill.
Our first set stats are sponsored by FICO. Pro Volleyball Federation is proud to partner with FICO to champion financial literacy. PVF athletes will engage with the league and its communities to provide financial education. Boy, I could certainly use that.
By the way, I went to myfico.com last week and checked my credit scores. I found something that I had to clean up, so it was a good thing.
Okay.
Good partnership.
There you go.
Thank you, FICO.
And speaking of cleaning it up, Atlanta was very, very solid. Very few errors. 4 in total, 2 attack errors, 2 service errors, and hit 333.
And that was one of the goals for the Atlanta Vibe team. Let's play clean volleyball, serve tough, minimize unforced errors, and that was a clean set for them.
Pia Timmer will go back to the line. Atlanta currently at 6-8. They were picked to win the league by the coaches and the media. They have been up and down all season long. They have not gone through one of those periods like Omaha and Orlando, very long winning streaks. Orlando right now, and Holly and I will be there on Sunday against Columbus, has now won a Pro Volleyball Federation record 8 in a row.
Timmer with the ace, starting the second set off right for Atlanta.
That is her 10th ace so far on the year, 4 times all Pac-12 at Washington State. Finished with 1,704 kills. Working on Mayfield down the line, who's been up to it. Nice dig by Timmer. Missed a couple of weeks and 4 matches with an injured ankle. Looks to be back at 100%. Cameron Hanna is back on the floor now. She has been a fixture as the starting opposite for Vegas, and she is now back into the lineup for Willow Johnson. Willow Johnson, who was exceptional the other night, albeit in a losing effort, 12 of 24. Slow start so far tonight, 0 for 4. Good passing. Mayfield turns the ball down the line, unforced error there. Perfect pass.
Agreed, and I think that was a quick set to the right side. Mayfield just tried to do a little too much, sneaking it down the line, and now Charity Looper, number 2 in white, back in the court, the outstanding rookie.
5'9" outside hitter, originally from Dallas, Texas. Started her collegiate career at UCLA before going to Louisville, and just was outstanding for the Louisville Cardinals in the NCAA championship match. Nice play by Hentz. I know it's early, but you feel like Vegas really needs this. Maddox, good contact, not once but twice. Looper. Maddox, really good choice. Beautiful set that time to Hannah Maddox. She's missed one on a combination play and now missed one out of the middle. And I like both swings and I like both sets a lot.
Hannah Maddox taking some really smart swings, moving it around the court. Like the decision just wide.
6 of 15 now is Maddox with 3 errors. An error is when you get blocked for a point or hit a ball out of bounds. And Charity Looper with a kill. Really a dynamic athlete. She's become a wonderful all-around volleyball player at the defensive end and in the reception phase. Atlanta won the opening set 25-18, 16-12 at the second technical timeout. Basically cruised after that. Maddox, good swing, dug by Hentz. That ball into the top of the tape. Vegas is saying no touch. And that's where the second referee, Morgan Hentz and Leah Edmond, are saying challenge that there was indeed a touch off the Vegas block. So we will challenge that now into the second set.
Original call is
starts
for Atlanta's challenging block touch.
Ramon Hernandez-Cruz is not a happy coach on the sideline.
When we talked to Ramon Hernandez-Cruz, he says, look, we want to serve Leah Edmond. We want to keep it on her. We want to wear her down. Too many balls going to Morgan Hentz.
Absolutely. Great point, Holly. And you do not want to do that. When you look at the reception numbers, Morgan Hentz, 59% positive pass, 31%, 1 out of 3, are absolutely perfect. Currently leading the league in digs once again, as she did last year. Has aspirations to play for Eric Sullivan, Taiba Hanif Park. We are going to have a replay because that ball off the tape and into the arm that time of Cameron Hanna. The Los Angeles Olympic Games coming up in 2028. It'll be here before we know it. Oh, that's interesting. Saying that, wait a minute, Vegas stopped the play. So the second referee, who's sitting right behind Young Park,
Who challenged?
it was a challenge by Atlanta.
Well, then
They contended that Leah Edmonds' attack did indeed touch the Vegas block.
Stopped the rally, so it should be a replay. If Vegas had challenged, then it would be Atlanta ball.
Correct. It was a challenge by Atlanta. Well, this is what happens. Every point is so important when you've lost 5 in a row or when you've lost 3 in a row. The team is right.
The
team is right.
The play.
Exactly right. Exactly.
Replay. Let's play. Maybe on this break you should check your FICO score. It might be a long one.
Well,
or not.
You're right. I should. That's the second referee right there. And we're going to replay the point. 4-1 is the Atlanta lead. The rhythm of play has not been exceptional so far in this match. We've had a couple of technical problems, some problems at the scorer's table. We apologize for all of you out there on the ROKU challenge. Excuse me, channel and challenge. That ball missed out of bounds by Leah Edmonds. So one of the things we talked about when we were speaking with Ramon Hernandez-Cruz, the first-year head coach for Vegas, he makes some changes to the starting lineup, but that gives them a lot of options off the bench, and we're seeing both of them in Looper and with Cameron Hanna. Oh, good block. Really good block that time by Hannah Maddox.
You and I came to watch practice today, and that's something Hannah Maddox was working on, her left side blocking. Really nice handwork. Watch her left hand and right hand press back into the court to shut that attack down.
Good response here by Vegas. Lost the opening set 25-18. They started the season at 7-2. Nice pass by Leah Edmond. Work on Leah Edmond all you want, but if she responds like that, really good reception.
Atlanta going to their middle, get McKenna Vicini going. When you can get that middle going, establish that high percentage attack, really opens things up in the pin. Only one block there.
Atlanta siding out very, very well. I'll give you those percentages in just a moment. There is Oblad, speaking of siding out. 65% side out percentage for Atlanta in the opening set as compared to only 36% for Vegas. Corey Lewis up front along with Beeson. Leah Edmond out on the left side. Morgan Stout on the floor now. Once again, another response. Corey Lewis.
Corey Lewis is long, and boy, she gets up. Her offensive window is high. Look at her get up and turn that ankle super sharp. Wow.
Hitting .395, has 23 blocks, leading the Pro Volleyball Federation in efficiency. That is a rocket that time from Maddox.
And notice Hannah Maddox not going to that left back area where Morgan Hens is attacking, more the middle of the court where Pia Timmer's playing defense.
And she has shown a very, very, and I mean literally dangerous line shot, has Hannah Maddox. Saw one last week that I was so glad to see August Rasky, the outstanding setter, also out of Oregon, pop up for Grand Rapids, because that was about as hard a shot as you're going to take. And it was at match point or thereabouts, and she would not coming out of that match. She would not coming out. There's Cameron Hanna, an NCAA champion at Penn State. That is a really good pass by Hentz. Very positive out of nothing and leads to a side-out score.
I mean, that serve from Cameron,
yes.
The location away from the passer was fantastic for Vegas Thrill, but Morgan Hentz betters the play. Really nice move to slide under, lift it, and then Atlanta scores.
Atlanta's passing numbers right now, Holly McPeak, are off the charts. Absolutely. 71% positive, 52% perfect pass. When I say perfect, what kind of opportunity does that give to Atlanta?
Every opportunity.
Yeah.
The setter has all her choices when that ball's in front of the 3-meter line, a little bit to the right side of the court.
We've come to our first technical timeout, second set here in Atlanta. And the Vibe on top 8-5 and 1-0.
State history in aces with 152, Timmer. And that is a big swing off the right side.
Pro Volleyball Federation coming your way on the Roku channel, and Brittany Abercrombie has been lighting it up throughout the course of this winning streak, 8 in a row, and is a leading candidate so far for most valuable player. Your thoughts on Abercrombie so far?
Brittany Abercrombie has been impressive. I mean, everybody knows she's getting the ball, whether it's the front row or the back row, but she's very efficient, keeps it high, been very dependable for the Orlando team. But she's one of the best setters in the league in Shampoo. I've been really impressed how she runs the offense.
Brittany Abercrombie, a veteran now in her 8th year as a professional out of USC as far as her collegiate career. 25 kills against Atlanta, 23 digs. That's a really impressive number.
In the 5-set barn burner.
Yes, yes. I mean, you expect the 25 kills when it's gone that long, but 23 digs, that's very impressive. Legator member Menet, very good to see her back in the lineup after missing the All-Star game, unfortunately. Had a pretty severe ankle sprain, but she's back playing. And speaking of back playing, so is Anna DeBeer for the same team. Nice play by Edmond. Schroll, very nice play to get inside, dug by Hentz. Give you Hentz's digging totals. Morgan Hentz with the assist.
Leah Edmond flying out of the back row in transition. I'd love to see more of that from Atlanta. I think she's a pretty special hitter. Good block touch, one arm stab, and then a second attempt goes to Leah Edmond. Quick 3-person block, and Leah Edmond still able to score for Atlanta.
Good pass by Looper, off the block and out of bounds. I was looking at Morgan Hentz's digging numbers. They've given her 4. I think they're counting by a third. 4 digs.
I can count more than that.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, she is spectacular. Really exciting, game-changing player at the libero right now for Atlanta. What did we talk about? How many sets for Leah Edmond out of the back row, and she wants more.
I only remember 2, and both of them were kills. The last 2 plays. That time more of a B set, a little bit more towards that left side, finding a seam in the block.
Leah Edmond has taken 13 swings overall, now 3 of them out of the back row.
Okay, I forgot one.
Oblad on the overdig, a rare mistake in the defensive phase by Morgan Hentz. What makes Hentz so special?
One, the way she reads the game, her vision, and then her speed and the way she's able to control balls, but she just reads the game. I feel like she's one play ahead of everybody else.
I agree with you. She makes plays where you go, what are you doing there?
Like,
why are you there? Pia Timmer with a good high flat shot, wearing number 7 in red. Good to see her back healthy, as are all of the Atlanta Vibe fans. Missed 4 matches. Taylor Head came in and played very well in her stead. Nice play. That's a fantastic swing. Not even Hentz could get after that. Looper's warm now. She's ready to go.
I mean, coming into the match, you need to take a couple safe swings. That time, again, not swinging towards Morgan Hentz, sharp in that angle, but going more to the corner. I like this decision.
Nice pass by Edmond. Edmond a little bit inside, block deflection dug by Schroll. Off speed, a little unlucky. Hannah Maddox just catching a top of the tape and deflected it out of bounds.
I like the idea by Hannah Maddox to just cut that ball, clip the tape, and came out a little bit further. But there you see her trying to mix up her offense.
Maddox now has 7 kills on 16 swings. That was her 3rd attack error. Perfect pass. Ball left way inside, a rare setting mistake that time by Alicia Glass-Childress. Corey Lewis. You don't see many middle attackers that can go over the top of the block on the quick.
I think she's just going to continue to evolve as a huge offensive threat. I feel like her spacing could be a little bit more behind the setter, give her a little more range to get on top of it, but she is lethal.
Nothing new. She was 8th in the nation last year in attack efficiency for Florida State. And she's #1 right now in the PVF. Nice dig by Monserrat and good hustle by Leah Edmond. And everybody was very concerned, including my partner, Holly McPeak.
She disappeared under our tape. I was worried.
And with good reason. Nice hustle that time by Edmond, once again last year's most valuable player. And that was virtually unanimous. Had a fantastic season to go along with being voted the most outstanding outside hitter. Lauren Jardine out of the University of Utah has a big arm coming into serve now for Oblad. 13-10 is the advantage. Nice cover. What a stab by Hentz. Jardine, positive impact, and roll shot. Hentz again got a fist on it, but couldn't keep the ball in play.
Atlanta crashed the middle. Hentz gets a touch, but there was another player there. They can't control it, and Lauren Jardine goes back to the line.
Vegas has made a lot of changes. They brought in Stout. They brought in Cameron Hanna. Jardine now is into serve, but also Charity Looper. Again, Marley Monserrat is really locating that ball well.
It starts with a perfect pass. Middles are pass dependent. If they get a good pass, the setter, watch, Marley Monserrat doesn't even have to move, gets that high and fast to Corey Lewis, who does the rest of the work.
Mia Tuaninga coming back on, along with Anna Dixon, 6'3", rookie, outside or opposite out of Missouri. Talking to Mia Tuaninga, comes from a volleyball family. Her brother Josh was an All-American, twice NCAA National Player of the Year, playing very, very successfully for Olsztyn in the Polish league, one of the best leagues in the world. Combination, Cameron Hanna on the crossing play.
Vegas Thrill been running a couple more combination plays, cross patterns for their hitters. Good pass by Maddox off the net. Stout goes behind. Cameron Hanna sneaks in from the right. It goes wrists away, catching Morgan Hentz by surprise in that corner.
That ball served out of bounds. Looking at the side out numbers, Atlanta still very, very good. But 54% now siding out for Vegas as opposed to 36% in the opening set. Here is Edmond. Very easy float serve, but Schroll got to it late. Oh, what a block. Corey Lewis and Dixon.
That was a strategic serve by Leah Edmond. She wanted to serve into the middle short to disrupt the offensive patterns, force Vegas Thrill to go out to that left pin, and then you see the Atlanta block taking over.
Back in Atlanta, the Vibe have lost 3 in a row. Vegas struggling as well, 16-12. And our headliners, 2 outside hitters, going head to head. Kill numbers are pretty similar, but Leah Edmond much more efficient.
We talked about passing numbers, and I think that helps. When your team's passing well, setter has more options. That stresses the block on the other side of the net, and Leah Edmond is obviously the beneficiary, hitting for a higher number.
Atlanta won the opening set 25-18, led 16-12, as they do right now, 16-12 in the second set. Edmond working on Maddox, and right side off the edge. Stout, quick arm on the slide.
Morgan Stout has been another impressive rookie for this Vegas Thrill team. We talked about three: Cameron Hanna, Charity Looper, and Morgan Stout, all big contributors. And then you've got Mary Schroll, the libero in the backcourt. It's a very young team for Vegas.
Quickly to the outside to Timmer. And Alicia Glass, good hustle, but ran out of real estate. We're talking about Stout. We visited with Morgan earlier today, and I asked, Wichita State, what about your decision? She said, well, I was going to play basketball in college. And then she got seriously injured her junior year, tore her ACL, and then eventually focused exclusively on volleyball. And to very, very good effect. She's had a big impact for the Vegas Thrill so far on the year. I asked you before the start of this match, given the losing streaks for both of these teams, is it time? Cause for panic?
Not too late, but of course both coaches know it's time. We need to right the ship. We need to find the right recipe for success.
That ball missed out of bounds by Dixon. That was a very good set by Tuaniga. Just an unforced error. Yeah, Vegas started 7-2. If they lose tonight on the road, that's 6 in a row. And remember, the top 4 teams make it into the playoffs and have a chance for that $1 million bonus. Atlanta last year was 19-5. They lost in the semifinals to Grand Rapids. With all the free agency in the offseason, other than Leah Edmond and Morgan Henson, Marley Monserrat, very, very different teams.
Definitely. And Orlando did a nice job picking up Shampoo, the setter, Brittany Abercrombie, on the opposite. Adora
Anai is having a very good season. I want to talk to you more about Orlando in this 8-match record-setting winning streak. We'll see them on Sunday. Maddox, whoa, wow. Monserrat barely got her hands up in time.
Hannah Maddox has taken some big swings and rips out of the back row and attacking that right back position. You see her go cross-body. Marley Monserrat creeps into the court and can't get her hands under that ball.
9 kills now on 20 swings for Maddox. Oh, Pia Timmer. A little bit of a very timid tiptoe tip that time by Timmer. That's a lot of tees.
Yeah, it certainly was. A tiptoe tip.
Well, there are no pictures on the scorecard. People say that to me all the time when they look at my golf swing. Pretty good pass by Looper. That was a good swing. Good pass, I should say, and from pass to attack by Charity Looper, wearing number 2 in white for Vegas.
Atlanta wanted to load up that front row left side player, make them pass, and then hit that ball inside out, but Charity Looper answers that challenge.
Oh, no question the ball was out of bounds, but there was somebody's fingers. Big time touch. (19-17) is the advantage, second set. And off the top of the tape, nicely done by Timmer. And Leah Edmond, very, very high, flat, into the deepest portion of the court.
Leah Edmond has all the tools, uses the entire court. But because Atlanta is passing the ball extremely well, this is off the deflection, off the tape. The pace is there on the offense, and Vegas Thrill, the block just has to chase because it's so fast.
Leah Edmond, 8 of 16, hitting .375. Aiko Jones, also out of Louisville, on to serve. Been a big change. Talk about all the changes that Ramon Hernandez Cruz has made. He's now gone to Tegan DeFalco, wearing, well, they're using 2 liberos now. Schroet has come on. You can use 2 liberos, 1 in reception and 1 in defense. Boy, outside. What good combination now between Monserrat and Edmond.
when Atlanta passes the ball well, you have to respect Corey Lewis in the middle. So Morgan Stout stays, and then she's late getting out to Leah Edmond, who makes them pay.
Yeah, Leah, nobody's happier, I guess, than Corey Lewis than Leah Edmond when she gets a kill. It really does open things up. And again, it's a little bit of a slick, and why not when you're touching it almost 11 feet, as does Corey Lewis, almost sheepishly a little embarrassed by how effective that was.
No need to be shy about that.
Absolutely not. Corey Lewis is now 7 of 12, hitting almost 600 with no errors. When her teammate Merritt Beeson came over to the sideline, could you believe that? Did you see that? Corey Lewis out of Florida State, 8th in the nation last year as a senior in hitting efficiency.
High contact point over the block. You see her get one-on-one, little cross-body. This time wrist away, sharp in the angle. Making herself available, staying behind that ball. Giving the setter reason to set her.
And Berkeley Oblad is 6'4". Lane Van Buskirk is 6'4". It's not exactly, she's not hitting over small opponents out of the middle. Very nicely done by Corey Lewis. And good setting. Oh, yeah.
Then the set. Yeah, the set has to be high enough, quick enough for that middle connection, and that's something Atlanta's been working on.
Well, the combination is really there, and in reception, once again, 65% right now for Atlanta in terms of positive. Then you have two choices. If it's perfect, where they're at 38%, you have 3, 4, 5 choices. (22-18) is the advantage. 3 points away is Atlanta from taking the 2-0 advantage. Overpass. Mansoure, not yet. Lewis, smart shot. Go to Maddox here. No, out of the middle, and that's missed by Stout.
That set can be a little bit higher in transition, so Morgan Stout can get on top of that. Tries to go deep to the corner, just missing it long.
Timeout is called by Vegas. They come in at 7-7, Atlanta, and 6-8. The two O's, Omaha and Orlando, tied at the top of the table right now. Your thoughts on Orlando in terms of this overall run? We talked about the player of the week in Brittany Abercrombie and what Shampoo has done, but that's a really good team effort.
Orlando's talented. They've got Natalie Foster, the rookie in the middle.
Yes, big difference maker.
Adora Nye, who's got a better supporting cast this year, which takes the pressure off her, and she's playing some of her best volleyball. She was a PVF All-Star. And they've just been so solid. They've got lots of different weapons, and that keeps the opponent stressed on the other side of the net.
Each team plays 28 matches, so you can do the math. We're pretty much halfway through the regular season. Once again, the top 4 teams will play semifinals and then finals. I think Orlando and Omaha are absolute locks right now, and then after that, it's who can put together. Can Atlanta really find themselves and put together a stretch where they win 3 out of 4, 4 out of 6, and also then get some separation from the others?
That's the key. Both these teams have the puzzle pieces. They just need to figure out how to put it together.
Tough serve. Nice pass by Maddox. Right side. Very, very smart shot by the rookie Cameron Hanna out of Penn State.
Cameron Hanna has put up some incredible offensive numbers for this Vegas Thrill team, especially on the right side. Quick ball by Childress going off that hand of Leah Edmond. She shows that she can hit that ball anywhere, and that keeps Leah Edmond guessing.
Had 19 kills in the championship match in the win over Louisville. Carly Graham out of Rice. Played for Orlando last year. 3-time Conference USA Setter of the Year. Will come on along with Willow Johnson.
We've seen so many double subs across the league, and I think that says a lot to the depth of these teams. There's so much talent on the bench. You want to get them involved, help them score points.
Unique substitution rule. Somewhat unique. 6 subs internationally and 8 in the Pro Volleyball Federation, 15 in the college game. Hannah Maddox keeping Vegas in it.
Graham with the dig, allowing Maddox to get that transition opportunity.
9 kills now for Maddox on 21 swings. Solid evening so far. Graham trying to go short. Why not take a risk when you're already down 23-20? And now that gets Atlanta to their first of 4 set points. Edmond at the line. Leah Edmond so far 9 of 17, hitting .412, and good defensively as well. Credited with 5 digs. They've got Morgan Hentz now with 6. Feels like it's more like 16. And passing the ball very well is Hentz. Set point number 1. Johnson wristing over the top right on cue. Edmond with a dig. And Pia Timmer through a seam in the block. And set number 2 goes to Atlanta. 25-20. Really good start for Atlanta. They came in reeling a little bit at the offensive end. They had lost 3 matches in a row, all on the road at Indy, Columbus, and Orlando. So nice to get home for some home cooking, if you will. And it's showing up offensively. Atlanta is hitting .365 so far for the match compared to just .224 for the Vegas Thrill. And standing by, a very special guest with Holly McPeakley Edmond.
You guys are trying to turn things around. What was the difference in the first 2 sets?
Our serving and our passing. We were getting the ball in the center, and we were being really aggressive serving, so it made it so easy for our defense to play around our block.
We know you guys have the right pieces of the puzzle. What's it going to take to go on a dominating run?
Us just playing together every point, not getting too ahead of ourselves, and sticking to our game plan.
All right. Good luck. Thank you. Back to you, Paul.
Leah Edmond, offensive leader right now for Atlanta, the reigning most valuable player, as the teams head to the sideline for the intermission between sets number 2 and 3. Very, very good start indeed for Atlanta. Won the opening set, came right back, and won the second, 25-18, and then 25-20. More right after this on the Roku channel. Pro Volleyball Federation coming your way from Atlanta. And whose idea was it to talk about Leah Edmond before first serve? Well, we know it wasn't me then.
Leah Edmonds been so impressive in all aspects of the game, defensively, in serve receive. Her serve is one of the best in the league. She hasn't got it going tonight, but the rest of the game is firing for Atlanta, and they've had a dominating start, hitting 365 as a team.
9 of 17, hitting 412. Good or perfect pass 10 times. They being Atlanta, have won the passing battle, and that's led to a very gaudy 365 number. We will step aside once again. The players are in the locker room. Centennial Park. Remember the 1996 Olympics? You had a hand in that, did you not, Holly McBee? So was I. I wasn't playing. Atlanta on top 2-0, and who can ever forget Inky and the Inkettes. Inky Ajanaku on the right of your screen, a 2016 NCAA champion, and had an incredibly bright future, but her career as a volleyball player was derailed because of a serious foot injury. She's now in med school here in Atlanta, but what a player.
And she came to see her former teammate,
Morgan Hentz.
I think they had dinner together last night, so always nice to have a reunion while you're on the road traveling.
And Morgan Hentz, in what was her freshman year at Stanford in 2016, had 27 digs against the Texas Longhorns to set the table for what was still to come. I remember seeing Inky Ajanaku play at Stanford, and then I did that NCAA championship match in that tournament, and I thought that Inky Ajanaku and Feluca Akinradowo, both from Stanford, were going to be teammates in the middle and be the best middle blocking pair ever for the United States. But sadly, Inky had her career ended by an injury, and we wish her all the best. Just a fantastic player, and wonderful to see her. So back to this, now the onus, of course, on Vegas. They've lost 5 in a row after a 7-2 start, now down to Leah Edmond, 2-0. Vegas has been really good. You look what they're doing in the attack phase, 365. They're passing 63% positive. Really, really good.
Atlanta.
Yes, excuse me. Thank you, Holly.
Yes.
It was a test.
I was listening.
Yeah, Corey Lewis, very, very impressive along with Leah Edmond. Lewis has basically been unstoppable.
Anytime you can get offensive numbers out of the middle, high percentage, Corey Lewis 500, and she's been hard to stop, just the range with which she attacks.
Edmond has the most attempts, followed by Merritt Beeson, but Corey Lewis, 6 swings per set. That's a really good number for Atlanta because they're passing the ball so very well. Charity Looper just underway here in the 3rd set to Timmer. Another very positive pass, dug by Looper. Maddox going high hands, dug again by Timmer. Ooh, Hannah Maddox with the stuff and gives it to Dikembe Mutombo.
Hannah Maddox, this is an area of her game she's really been focused on. Can she be a better blocker on the left side? She worked on it all today at practice, and it's paid off tremendously. She gets all of that from Merritt Beeson.
All the onus on Vegas right now. They have been outplayed right now so far by homestanding Atlanta. Good block touch. Beeson again. What a dig. Charity Looper. And through the block and down. The 2 outside, Looper and Maddox, both all-stars.
Charity Looper is one of the best athletes I've ever seen. Just back row, front row, doesn't matter. But she is flying. Sees the seam, reads it, goes to her right, keeps it alive, and then Maddox works through the seam. Beautiful transition defense for Vegas.
Tough serve on Timmer, kept alive by Hentz. Good start for Vegas. Can they convert here? Stout, slowed, good block to flip. Not a good set that time. Well off the net, easily controlled by Timmer. Oh. Looking up, looking around, and sometimes you just can't find it.
Those are so unfortunate. It was right on top of Cameron Hanna's head, and she just could not find it, lost sight of it. Atlanta point.
So Cameron Hanna, who gave way to Willow Johnson in the starting lineup, now on, as is Morgan Stout, and then staying out there as well as the aforementioned Looper.
3 rookies.
Yes. And Alicia Glass-Childress talked to us about the challenge of these young players having to play at this level and be so good in between contacts and focusing on every single point. Good read by Looper. Hanna got an edge of a piece of the block of Leah Edmond.
Cameron Hanna is a high flyer. Her arm just keeps extending. Watch the acceleration in the reach going down that line past Leah Edmond for the kill.
Averaging 2.7 kills per set, hitting 216 so far on the season. And that's going to be back row blocking that time by Marley Monserrat.
Marley Monserrat is a back row setter, so she can't go over the net and save that ball.
Week 10 of the 2025 Pro Volleyball Federation season. We were looking at the standings and doing some simple math, and for most of the teams, this is exactly the midway point. Tegan DeFalco now coming on at the libero, and if memory serves, and I should remember this, Orlando's playing with 2 liberos, one in reception and one in defense. Yeah. Tough serve down the line, well handled by Maddox. Nice little reverse platter that time by Alicia Glass. Looper outstanding in middle back. And again. Good set in transition, look high hands. Monserrat's blocking her position very well in the right front. That's a bad set. And the fister straight down by 21 in red.
Missed opportunity for the Vegas Thrill team. They had the ball in hand, just have to put up a hittable ball for Maddox to elevate, and this one just carries too high and too tight into Marley Monserrat.
There's Merritt Beeson, the #1 overall pick out of Nebraska, and a good server. That's well handled. Looper is hot at the defensive end and in reception. Nice stab that time in the middle back. That was Thea Timmer. Maddox. What a swing.
I mean, the defense that's being played is pretty impressive. Cherry Lupiter had a couple. Look at this deflection in the right hand. She should bring that back with her left hand, but Timmer keeps it alive, and then the big swing by Maddox on the left.
Maddox showing some very good range, moving the ball around, even though she's hitting it. That's a serving error. That's a service mistake. Corey Lewis will make him pay. That was right to Morgan Hens, right on target with the reception.
When Vegas has the ball in hand, they have to keep the ball off the net. They cannot send it over so they can run their offense.
Mentioned the 3 straight losses were all on the road for Atlanta, and they're back home for 3 out of the next 4. And that ball just out of bounds. Very, very close by Leah Edmond. No lines, people, as you'll notice. The Bolt 6 will call everything in and out. That is not challengeable, if you will. That ball is out and judged electronically. Bolt 6, the headquarters in Charlotte, North Carolina, and right back at you, that ball out of bounds by Maddox.
Both teams continuing to stay aggressive from the service line because it's such an important aspect of the game. Puts so much pressure on the opponent when you can get them out of system.
Well, especially the way Atlanta is receiving serve. Their first contact has been absolutely superb all night long. Smart shot by Looper, restart the point. Little confusion. Maddox was there as well with Hannah. Charity Looper giving nothing up, nothing charitable about that.
The beautiful thing was Alicia Childress, the setter for Vegas, had all her options out of the back row, out of the front row, and that stresses the middle blocker, McKenna Vicini, chasing, and Charity Looper just pops off the floor for the kill.
You would appreciate this as an NCAA championship setter, but just that little fake, that little juke by Childress opened up the one-on-one. Oh, Timmer. Boy, did she get on her horse to get to that ball.
Timmer is very good at swinging at that fast ball. Looks like she can't get there in time, and then just chops it, arms up, finds the seam. She had so much success at Washington State doing that same thing.
Part of the German national team. And short serve, nice read by Maddox, and blocked nicely by Childress. Hannah, timing not there. Oh, that's a poor set. And Charity Looper will give that right back to you. That's a setting mistake by Montserrat.
Agreed. That ball just carried too tight, and Charity Looper elevates, goes down, and gets that one back that they just lost a couple plays ago.
So the first technical timeout, must-win situation set-wise for the Vegas Thrill. Franklin Sports is a proud partner of the Pro Volleyball Federation, coming your way on the ROKU channel. Back with 3-time Olympian, bronze medalist, NCAA champion Holly McPeak. I'm Paul Sunderland. Thanks so much for joining us. 4th and final meeting of the year already between Atlanta and Vegas. Atlanta leading the series so far 2-1, but Vegas won in this building back on February 2nd. 3-1 when Hannah Maddox led the way with 16 kills.
And don't forget, this Vegas Thrill team has had 3 different reverse sweeps. That means they lost the first 2 sets, have come back to win the last 3. They're a team that can get hot offensively, but it starts with their defense. They need to slow down the red-hot offense of the Atlanta Vibe.
And that was head coach Ramon Hernandez-Cruz in his first year in the Pro Volleyball Federation, and he has pushed every possible button. He knows the time is now to end this 5-match losing streak. Good set in transition. Oh, what a swing. That ball was millimeters out of bounds.
Charity Looper crushing it. Wow.
It wasn't as close as we thought, but from
the far side, so hard to see.
There you go. There you go. That was a really good swing. Break for Atlanta. Here is Timmer. And another break. A ball hit out of bounds, and now a service ace off the top of the tape. Thea Timmer again missed a couple weeks and 4 matches with an injured ankle. They're glad to have her back. Morgan Stout, what a dig. And Edmond, smart swing, but the ball was a little tight. She made do.
Cameron Hanna just a little bit late with her press on that Leah Edmond swing. Watch this dig. Timmer slides under it, and then Monserrat goes fast. Tight to Edmond, but she does the work against Hanna in the block.
3-0 run for Atlanta coming out of the technical timeout. Looper is blocked, make it a 4-0 run. Merritt Beeson with the stuff.
Merritt Beeson does a really nice job getting out in front of her hitter, not sliding in to help. She gets out on it. Great handwork to see and seal that seam attack.
Timmer once again. Vegas trailing 2-0. Good pass here by DeFalco, and Morgan Hens with a stab. Right side again. Block deflection. Monserrat was there, had a little more real estate and a little more time than she thought, but a tough chance.
Leah Edmond did a nice job with her hands to pop that ball high. Monserrat ran it down, just did too much to bring it back to the court.
Looper will go back to serve. Monserrat and Tuaninga have been going back and forth so far on the season. As far as the #1 setter is concerned, Monserrat getting the nod tonight. Tough chance for Maddox, and goes conservatively with a roll shot. And that ball missed out of bounds. Leah Edmond would certainly like to have that one back. Point to Vegas.
Leah Edmond trying to attack right back, and Alicia Childress, the setter for Vegas, forcing the setter to have to take that first ball in transition.
Opening set taken 25-18, the second 25-20, both by Atlanta. Well handled by Timmer, nice overhand pass. Charity Looper again at the defensive end, what a block. McKenna Vicini.
Set died inside a little bit, but McKenna Vicini's handwork defensively to drop her left hand. Wow. Impressive handwork.
Yeah, that was textbook by Vicini. So the scoring run continues. 5-1 is the run for Atlanta and Vicini. Very easy serve, but got it on Maddox. Atlanta is digging a lot of balls. We'll give you the defensive totals in just a moment. That ball rattles through and down for Leah Edmond.
Everything going Atlanta's direction right now. Only up by 2, though.
35 digs right now for Atlanta and 36 digs for Vegas.
Thea Timmer again, middle back defense for Atlanta, keeping it alive.
Maddox over the top of Lewis. Really good swing, high seam.
And Hannah Maddox that time again going to that corner, but Morgan Hens wasn't on the court, so has success. Swing and angle versus Atlanta.
You mean Hens can't make a defensive play when she's on the sideline?
No, I haven't seen her do that yet. She might make that.
That's about the only thing we haven't seen from her. Here is Stout. Oh, a missed pass. Now, you don't see that very often, and tapped down easily by Maddox. Tied at 12. Atlanta lost 3 in a row, all on the road. Vegas, by far their longest losing streak, at 5 in a row after they started the year 7-2, and got a lot of attention from us and everybody else around the league. That ball's tipped out of bounds.
I like that idea, but yep. Cameron Hanna, right idea to go up and over the defense to the back court, but the ball just sailed a little bit long.
Mary Schroll along with Tegan DeFalco sharing the libero role as the double sub comes back on to Aniga along with Dixon. It's worked well. And that serve is missed. Atlanta has done a really good job. Remember their coaching staff talking to us about all the unforced errors. They've really cleaned things up. We'll give you the totals. 87 swings, 5 hitting errors for Atlanta. That's outstanding. You want it down around 12% max. So that is just a huge improvement. Timmer, unforced error there, making 6 hitting errors, but that's still a really good number. Hannah for Vegas. Oh, nice little one-handed flicker. Mia Tuaninga with a little magic.
Mia Tuaninga is a magician. We've seen it her entire college career. Look at this one-hand set. I mean, nobody else can do that. I mean, maybe in the country, for sure in the country, I don't know about in the world. She is so good. The hand strength to put that ball up in the air with one.
Well, most players would have panicked in that situation or not even thought about that particular option. Dug by Edmond, coming quickly to Timmer, and tucked inside to Falco.
One of the things that makes Mia Tuaninga so good as a setter is the pace that she pushes the ball to her hitter. The block on the other side is always chasing because the speed of her offense.
Edmond and Timmer are having a night. We'll give you their combined numbers in just a moment. Pretty good set in transition. Good first contact, quality contact, and opening things up for Maddox. Really good play by Looper.
Charity Looper has been sensational playing middle back defense. And then Hannah Maddox is able to get those really nice in-system transition swings on the left.
Hannah Maddox right now, 14 of 33, hit 273. As soon as Atlanta has possession, I'll get you back. Look at that pass by Timmer. And another kill, and I'll give it to you right now. Pia Timmer is 10 kills on 15 swings, hitting almost 600. Leah Edmond is 13 of 27. They are both having a night. Atlanta leading by 1 at the second TTO. Coming back out of the second technical timeout, Morgan Hentz. 3 times an NCAA champion, and sometimes just does the impossible.
Sometimes, I would say all the time.
Good correction. Good correction.
In the Pro Volleyball Federation, we have some really great pros.
Yes.
Morgan Hentz is one of the best. Elena Scott has been really impressive. But just so fun to watch a libero have such a big impact on the match. Elena
Ogilvie, also from Stanford, moved into the starting lineup, has been a difference maker, not only for her team, but also in the league. Morgan Hentz, 3 times Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, 3-time All-American, and wants to be part of the effort in 2028. But talk about some competition there. Justine Wong-Arantes, who was the best libero at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
That time Vegas throw running that little rip set inside to Charity Looper. Throws it short down the line. I like that inside set to her.
Lexi Rodriguez also in the mix. Just finished her career at Stanford. Ogilvie in the mix. You're right. I don't know how Eric Sullivan is going to eventually pick his libero for that Olympic team. Nice contact by Oblad. And net violation. No whistle. Keep playing. And we're going to have a challenge right now. Challenge net touch. And just like at the Olympics, you can't do this in college. In college, you can't stop the play. You can only challenge the last action. But in the Pro Volleyball Federation and in
original call is no net touch. Vegas is challenging that net touch.
You can stop the play by pushing the pad over on the sideline. So the challenge was for a net touch by Atlanta.
This is going to be a quick turnaround.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
The
yeah.
entire elbow was in the net for Atlanta.
But good for Vegas to keep playing. You know, I mean, calls are going to get missed, and the Bolt 6 challenge system is really elite. I like the way they do the lines electronically, and then as things have gone along, the amount of time it takes on the challenge has gone from 30 seconds down to 25 to now inside 20. No question, Pia Timmer, no argument whatsoever. Oblad back to serve, tied at 16. Nice pass by Edmond, and then good combination. Mia Tuaninga along with McKenna Vicini.
When you're a hitter on the court with Atlanta, you have to be ready with Mia Tuaninga on the court. Very confident, setting any ball no matter where she is.
Double sub unwound. Merritt Beeson back on along with Marley Monserrat. You're saying, wait a minute, Beeson's lining up in the right front when she's in the left front. That's a new rule by the PVF. When you're serving, you can stand wherever you want. You don't have to stay in rotation. You do have to stay in rotation or in your proper receiving spots when you are indeed receiving serve. Childress going long string. Timmer is having a night. Can she continue that? Inside, dug by DeFalco. Beeson right side, through the block and down.
Transition swing on the right side for Atlanta. Again, Morgan Hens with her platform so good at laying that ball up there. Really consistent location in transition.
Fourth kill on 20 swings for Merritt Beeson. That kill percentage or efficiency not nearly high enough if Atlanta wants to go where they at the end of the year when they want to get to the top of the table.
Good hustle by Marley Monserrat to avoid the ref stand. Little scary.
Caleb Anworth says, you're okay, right? Easy for the coach to say. And, you know, Hannah Maddox twisted her ankle, speaking of the officials stand, in the match on Wednesday night. I was very glad to see her come back. She stayed in the match, but we've all done it, Holly. You see that ankle go over, and you just keep your fingers crossed. Childress with the first contact. Pretty good set in transition, and nicely done by Cameron Hanna.
You look out at the team on the court for Vegas right now, there is so much youth. 4 first-year players, 1 second-year player, and then Alicia Childress.
Good swing. Pia Timmer continues to have an outstanding night in combination with Leah Edmond.
Marley Monserrat running that ball, short string, gets it right in the sweet spot for Pia Timmer to work through that seam.
Working on the front court attacker. What a dig. Was that Hens again? Because that was an absolute bomb by Charity Looper.
In most people, that ball will go down. Charity Looper is ripping it cross court, has a big seam between those two blockers. Morgan Hens. Not only does she dig it, controls it right up to the net to her setter, who sets Leah Edmond in transition to the point.
Timeout now called by Vegas, right up against it, trailing 20-19, and 2 sets to none. And it's much more than that. Vegas has lost 5 in a row, Atlanta back home. Upcoming matches coming your way on the ROKU channel. San Diego and Orlando, and on March 20th, Columbus at Indy. Orlando Valkyries versus Atlanta. That's coming up on the 21st. Boy, the season is just rolling right along. And Columbus once again, and versus Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids, remember we were in Vegas last Sunday and we were talking about Vegas then had lost 3 in a row. Now it's to 5, and Grand Rapids had lost 5 in a row. Now they've won 2 in a row to turn things around nicely.
Volleyball is such a game of momentum, and all these teams have the right pieces. It's just playing together consistently, finding the right combination to make things work.
Pia Timmer, 11 kills to go along with 10 digs. Grand Rapids, remember they had 18 blocks against Vegas in 3 sets? Now they have 31 blocks. They beat San Diego 3-0. They beat Vegas 3-0. 31 blocks in 6 sets. Alyssa Jensen and Ali Bastianelli leading the way as the middle blockers. Perfect swing. And Omaha, they beat Columbus earlier in the week. Brooke Nunaville continues to lead the way, but Emily Londock is making a difference now for Omaha. She was 15 of 30 at the opposite position.
Early in the season, she was lighting them up in practice, just could not get time on the court, and now she's earned that spot.
Boy, a good swing. That's the best swing of the night for Merritt Beeson.
Merritt Beeson high, hard to that cross court. No defender there. Marley Monserrat going behind her, and you see the big seam in the block. Charity Looper's been fantastic middle back, but corner is tough to defend.
Iko Jones now on to serve, and a tough one. Pretty well handled that time by Maddox. Right side, good swing. Beautiful set that time, going against the flow by Alicia Glass-Childress.
Alicia Childress has so much confidence in the rookie Cameron Hanna on the right side. She'll fling it back whenever she gets a chance.
Tied at 21, must-win situation for Glass-Childress. And Vegas trailing 2-0. Here is Stout. Easy serve, and that's serving to the wrong person. You cannot serve that lollipop to anybody. Yeah, to no-nos.
To Morgan Hetz.
That's exactly right. And Corey Lewis.
The trend for middle blockers is to put some pop on the ball, take pride in your serving position, but you got to put way more pace on that and then serve away from Morgan Hetz.
Here is Beeson. Atlanta 3 points away from putting an end to this 3-match losing streak. Maddox again. Oh, really good swing by number 11 in white. Give me a second, Holly. I also wanted to mention Indy. They beat Las Vegas 3-1 in their most recent match. Lecator member Mena, an all-star, one of the best in the league right now. Back healthy once again. Anna DeBeer playing as well, and Najani Teeler continues to be outstanding.
Anna DeBeer really solidifies that first contact, and she's playing next to her former teammate at Louisville, Elena Scott. They just own that part of the court, and then Lecator member Mena's that other passer.
And Nina Chajic, in the absence of DeBeer, was outstanding. Really good point about Scott and DeBeer being next to each other. It matters. Oh, that ball tipped. Ramon Hernandez Cruz not at all happy that that ball went to the floor by Monserrat.
Fantastic redirect by Marley Monserrat to go back behind her. Well done.
Graham came on momentarily along with Jardine. Cameron Hanna comes back on. Two-hitter rotation, if you will, with Maddox and Oblad up front. Both Looper and Hanna available out of the back row. Atlanta 2 points away. Fourth and final meeting of the year between these two teams. Atlanta leads the series 2-1. Boy, Timmer and Corey Lewis have been so good supporting Leah Edmond. Oh, good swing. That was tough. Hannah Maddox is a talent and just getting started in her career.
And some will say the scouting report on Hannah Maddox, she likes that seam, but now we're seeing her move it a lot more down that line with success in big moments. And that comes with confidence.
Maddox has got a good jump spin serve. Now would be the time. Pretty good. Timmer. A chance for Vegas, and they don't capitalize. Turns into a free ball. What a smart shot. Brilliant shot that time by the rookie out of Florida State, Corey Lewis.
The coaching staff for Vegas Thrill frustrated that after that dig, Vegas could not get a swing out of it. They send a free ball over, and then high percentage set to Corey Lewis in the middle.
Match point number 1. Looper on the left, Maddox on the right, but Maddox is moving into the combination. Good swing. Charity Looper, a clutch effort off the left side. 1 match point save.
Sutter's front row for Atlanta. Timmer and Vicini, front row attackers. Leah Edmond available out of the back row.
Oh, and Oblad missed it. Not a good toss. You could tell right away that she was in some trouble. Got to keep that ball in. Match point number 2. Rotation number 1. Strong for when I say rotation 1, it means Marley Monserrat in the right back. So 3 big attackers and blockers up front for Atlanta. Anna, no. Maddox. Oh, look at that. Anna Maddox just unloading out of the pipe.
Vegas Thrill in their serve-receive ball. That looks like a B ball, less down the pipe, a little bit more towards the left side of the court. Beautiful.
I'll tell you what it was. It was a BB.
Yes, it was.
Timeout called after Leah Edmond is slowed.
I love the energy
Yes.
of Morgan Stout, number 5. You can feel it every time, every play. She is all in.
Very, very competitive. Yeah. Well, everybody's a lip reader, so we apologize in advance, but she certainly enjoyed that key stuff block. Atlanta has had a couple of match points, and now Vegas has a set point leading 26-25.
This is a very dangerous Vegas Thrill team. If you're Atlanta, you want to take care of business right now.
Well, look at what Ramon Hernandez Cruz and his assistant Raul Papaleo, they were teammates together on the beach at the Athens Olympic Games, something you know a little bit about. But look at all the buttons they have pushed. Look at I'm looking down the roster and I'm going, well, who hasn't played? Everybody's played.
And that's a credit to the depth of this league and this team. So much talent. They've got experience. They've got rookies. Every player, I'm looking at every player has come into this match for the Vegas team.
Jardine has come in. Carly Graham has come in. Morgan Stout has come in. Charity Looper did not start. Cameron Hanna did not start. Allison.
Falco.
Yeah, everybody.
Yep.
Everybody. Well, when you've lost 5 in a row, you throw the kitchen sink. Set point number 1 for Childress. Well handled, well enough by Timmer. Coming to Looper. Oh, what a block. Timmer again, quickly to the outside, block deflection. Oh, thrown down out of the middle. Still alive. How is that ball not down? Good set. What a set that time by Hintz. Looper crushing down the line. What a final point of the 3rd set. Let's do that. Let's take a break. Really clutch by Looper and the rest of her Vegas Thrill teammates. Had it when they needed it the most. Well, as they say, play on as we welcome you back live to Atlanta and week 10 of the Pro Volleyball Federation. And what a set point for both of these teams, but particularly when Vegas needed it.
Charity Looper crushes this ball. Big block coverage by Alicia Childress. And then Hannah Maddox keeping that ball alive. Throw down in the middle. How about Monterey keeping it alive? Looks like that was a for sure kill.
This was really a good set by Hentz. Fantastic dig by Maddox.
How about that? Charity Looper elevating down that line to finish it off and push a fourth set.
Charity Looper came off the bench. She now has 12 kills on 27 swings. Hit 370. 440 kill percentage. Just underway. Fourth set. Atlanta still leading 2-1. Timmer and Edmond have been fantastic on the left side for Atlanta. And Looper and Maddox, they're matching them now. Hannah Maddox off the top of the block and away from Hentz to get things started here in the fourth.
Instead of trying to go down at Hentz, she goes flat off the hands, and that clears over the head of Hentz with success.
Vegas 7-7. They've lost 5 in a row. Atlanta 6-8. Omaha and Orlando right now tied at the top of the table. Holly and I will be in Orlando for their match against Columbus on Sunday evening.
Hannah Maddox defensively at the net has been really good, and the ball seems to be dying a little bit inside on Merritt Beeson in the right side, or she's letting it drop too much.
Merritt Beeson out of Nebraska, started her career with Mary Weiss at Florida before transferring to Lincoln. Lost in the national semifinals, as did the Pitt Panthers, and I'm still surprised to say that. Penn State and Louisville able to advance. Marley Monserrat back to the middle to McKenna Vicini, rookie out of Stanford.
Five kills for McKenna Vicini out of the middle.
19 swings for Corey Lewis, her counterpart. Very easy serve. That's gobbled up. And Cameron Hanna is doing a nice job hitting against Leah Edmond. Once again, Edmond, number 13, last year's MVP, leads all of the Vibe in total blocks with 27 coming in.
Atlanta talked about wanting to yo-yo Vegas Thrill with the serve short, deep, but it's got to be short and effective. It can't be a lollipop.
Chance for Edmond. That's a hard ball to hit way into the night here at Gas South Arena in suburban Atlanta.
That ball was coming from literally the back right corner. Has to come all the way over your shoulder, and then you got to try and clear the block.
Good start for Vegas. You pointed it out, Holly. They're the owners of 3 reverse sweeps. Atlanta certainly trying to avoid becoming the fourth. Beeson down the line and missed it out of bounds. Timeout called early on. That timeout called by Caleb Anworth, the first-year head coach for Beeson and the Atlanta Vibe. Merritt Beeson, numbers right now, not having much of a night. 5 of 24, only does have 1 error, make it now 2. And struggling to put balls away off the right side. Hannah Maddox, we featured her. Yeah, good choice up top, Holly McPhee.
Well, they make it easy, right? Hannah Maddox
They do.
For the Vegas Thrill team has been really impressive. We talked about her maturation as a player, a second-year player. She's got all the athletic ability, but she's really learning to move the ball around the court, keeping her swings high. I'm impressed with the way she's worked on her block defense. That's an area of her game that can really improve. And then her line swing. Look out below if you're playing right back defense down the line with Hannah Maddox on the other side of the net.
Maddox is 19 of 39, hitting for an efficiency of .359, and it's not a batting average. In volleyball, you take kills minus errors divided by attempts. .359 is absolutely superb. Her kill percentage is .490, meaning just about every other swing she scores for Vegas. Here is Hannah, coming off a national easy serve. And Corey Lewis is in the front court. You better serve tough. Try to take her out of the match. Free ball coming. Maddox first contact. Back to the right side. Good block deflection by Edmond. Dug by Schroll. One of the few times that Corey Lewis has been slowed. Oh, smart shot. Make something happen when plays are not perfect, and Leah Edmond very creative there.
Vegas Thrill's been defending Lewis out of the middle, and then this time, little short shot over Childress, the blocker right front. Pays off for Atlanta.
Just underway here in the fourth. Good flat serve. Maddox looking line. Goes high seam. I like that matchup against Montserrat. More so blocking down the line.
Hannah Maddox hitting over 360 now, going deep into the court. But a left-sider's numbers are usually a little bit lower because he hit a lot of balls that are out of system. Tougher to put away, but she's made some really nice decisions tonight.
She is a young talent, just 24 years of age, second year of her professional career, and that ball served just out of bounds. Atlanta won the opening set 25-18. Came right back and won the second 25-20. Had 2 match points in the third. So Vegas fought those off and got on the board. Good dig right to the 3-meter line and a better block. Oblad along with Looper.
Oblad, known for her defense, very strong blocker in the middle of the court for Vegas, gets out to Charity Looper, hands are over the net, and that pays off with the big block for the Vegas Thrill.
7-3 is the early advantage for Vegas. And quickly tapped to the floor by Montserrat.
Charity Looper forgot Marley Montserrat was front row, and her hands were down defensively as a blocker.
You can't forget about Marley Montserrat. You cannot forget. Oh, better serve from Lewis. Did not serve a lot, or if at all, when she was at Florida State. Collegiate rules are different internationally in the PVF. Middle blockers have to serve once, play defense once, as they do in the Olympic Games and internationally. Collegiately, you can be an All-American middle blocker and never serve once. Don't ask me if I like it or not. You know the answer. I like this match, though. Vegas back in it. Eight-4, quick out of the gates for Vegas as we come out of the first technical timeout. Back with Holly McPeak. I'm Paul Sunderland. Atlanta at 6-8. They're only 3-3 at home. They've lost 3 in a row, 19-5 last year. Had a couple of key injuries in the semifinals. Lost to Grand Rapids, who went on to lose to Omaha. And still $1 million out there. The top 4 teams will advance into the playoffs, and I think it's pretty much guaranteed at the midway point, barring some sort of collapse, that Orlando, the 2 O's, Orlando and Omaha, are going to make up half of those semifinals. And after that, anybody's guess. These 2 teams certainly in the mix. Here is Childress off the tape. Good reaction by Vicini. And that ball was ruled down. A little bit blocked out by the official stand.
I think it was a little bit sticky. Alicia Childress there with the dig. Ramon Hernandez-Cruz doesn't like it.
Can't challenge. That's a judgment call. They've given you areas that you can challenge. I'll remind of those. Good reaction by Timmer, and even better by Maddox. Ball set a little bit tight. Smart decision that time by Merritt Beeson.
Felt like Vegas Thrill was just chasing that whole play. Cameron Hanna was stuck in the middle and just chasing behind that play.
Cannot challenge in or out. That is all done electronically. You can challenge foot fault, center line, 3-meter line, and the service line. Also a block touch and a net violation. Got to make sure the court is dry. And Marley Monserrat going back and forth with Mia Tuaniga, the starting setting position. She got the nod tonight. And taking full advantage, Tuaniga's come on in the double sub and made some hay. Nice dig by Monserrat. Edmond should have taken a swing at that. Setter is out. Morgan Hens, very nice set in transition. And then that ball missed out of bounds, just out of bounds by Beeson.
Merritt Beeson going for that deep corner, like the choice. A lot of sweaty bodies out here. They want to make sure to get those spots up. But yes, Beeson going for that corner, just not getting hands, missing it long.
Merritt Beeson barely positive. 6 kills on 26 swings. Stats haven't updated just yet to include that error. Not having a good night offensively. Good pass, really good pass by Timmer, and missed out of bounds by Vicini.
Monserrat getting that ball to Vicini in a good spot, just tries to throw it down cross body a little bit wide. Always good to attack that right back defender who's the setter for Vegas throw, making them take that first ball and somebody else has to set in transition.
There is ice underneath the floor here at the Gas South Arena, so I'm wondering if, as the match has gone on, there's a little bit of condensation because it's not warm.
Well, they're warm.
They are.
You
but
and I are not.
No, we're always freezing. Hannah. Oh, and a touch by Monserrat.
That ball was flat, flying wide. Marley Monserrat wants that back, but now Vegas throw up 11-6 in this fourth set.
And Cameron Hannah, along with Charity Looper, have really raised the level of their respective teams. Looper in particular coming off the bench, off the top of the tape. Thank you very much, Charity. Right on cue.
The dribbler ace, and now momentum wearing a white uniform.
Yeah, after the first 2 sets, 25-18, 25-20, it looked like it was going to be all Atlanta. But Charity Looper comes off the bench. She's been a starter most of the season. But when you've lost 3 in a row and you've got depth, you make changes. But she has really contributed in all phases.
Dynamic defender in the backcourt, and she's had some incredible swings in transition. Alicia Childress giving her lots of opportunities to swing through a seam of a block.
Came in as a sub in the second set, started the third, and obviously now here in the fourth. 12 of 29, 29 swings, 1 error. An error in volleyball stats, you either hit a ball out of bounds, you get blocked straight to the floor. 345, that's a fantastic number.
Both left side players on both teams have put up incredible numbers tonight.
Yeah, maybe that's one of the keys, Holly McPeak, is which team is going to slow down the other's left side. Because on the year, you look at the left sides, Looper's hitting under 200, and she's at 345. Hannah Maddox is at 357. I mean, those are fantastic nights.
Then Cameron Hannah, 384 at that right side.
Yep. And then Pia Timmer and Leah Edmond have been fantastic on the other side. Real battle as we thought. So Looper back to serve. 12-6 as Vegas has doubled up here. We'll have another technical timeout at 16. Well done by Timmer. Edmond blocked by Morgan Stout.
That is not easy to do as a middle blocker. You have Leah Edmond coming down the pipe hot out of the back row. And Morgan Stout's on the island by herself, makes a nice read with her left hand, shutting that ball down.
6-0 run for Vegas. Tough chance here for Timmer. Oh, making something out of nothing is Pia Timmer, number 7 in red.
Incredible. Out of system was Atlanta on that last play, but you're right. Number 7 in red takes a big rip. Look at where Morgan Hens is setting that ball from. Pia Timmer's blind, but she keeps it high just because she cannot see what the block's doing in front of her.
13 kills, good in service as well. Here is Maddox. Oh, and she stopped Vicini along with Beeson on the outside. Beeson contributing in an area outside of attacking.
McKenna Vicini does a nice job doing a late close on that block, and Hannah Maddox thought she had that low seam, but Vicini took it away last second.
Right side to Hannah, and another block.
Talk about pin blockers setting that up. Leah Edmond on the left side, but McKenna Vicini patrolling the net defensively. The set goes back, she gets out, closes, nice right hand, goes back off the player Hannah for the point.
6th block now for Atlanta, 7 for Vegas. Out of system again, not a good set that time by DeFalco. High, flat, and out of the reach this time of Vegas. Vegas needs a timeout.
Vegas side out numbers in the third set were so much better, but now they've been not able to get swings in the last 2 plays that they want.
Timeout is called by the Vegas Thrill after a good run by Atlanta to get back in. This is a 4-1 run for Atlanta to get back within 3 at 13-10. Atlanta still leading 2-1. Both of these teams really, really in need of a win. I asked you before first serve. Cause for panic, cause for concern. No, there's way, way too much season left. You're exactly right about that, Holly McPeak.
I think there would be cause for concern if they didn't have the right pieces of the puzzle that I talked about, but they do. Both teams have depth, they've got the talent, just trying to figure out how to play their best, highest, most consistent level of volleyball.
And remember Vegas, you look at the numbers between the 2 all-star outside attackers, Hannah Maddox to go along with Leah Edmond. And Hannah Maddox, along with Vegas, started at 7-2. And there are no easy outs in this league. I mean, okay, wait a minute, what about San Diego, Columbus? They won their share. Columbus got out to a terrible start at 0-7 and then won 4 out of 5, including a win over Atlanta. Timmer's got a very tough serve all of those years. Well, not so many, but internationally playing for Germany. That is a flat, good serve, well handled by Looper. Down the line and missed out of bounds. 5-1 run now for Atlanta, and they're right back in it, as is the crowd. The crowd was on their feet for a couple of match points, but Atlanta couldn't close it out. Right side, boy, that wrist away. That is a matchup and adjustment. What is Leah Edmond? What should she do there against Cameron Hannah? That's happened a lot.
Cameron Hannah is really good at attacking hard that outside hand and wiping it off. You just have to be, as that left side blocker, really strong with that left hand, press it back into the court so that doesn't happen.
That was a very important side out, followed up by a missed serve from Morgan Stout. Corey Lewis back up front. She has been superb, super efficient, and getting a lot of action from Marley Monserrat. Ball is just served out of bounds, floated long. Back to the point about Corey Lewis. 21 swings. That's a lot for a young middle blocker. 9 kills, 429 as a percentage.
If I was the setter, I would get it to her as much as possible. Big window to attack.
That ball not well. Went a little bit with a slick, the slow quick. I like that. Keeps her involved on just an average pass. Fantastic swing by Edmond.
Marley Monserrat working to keep Corey Lewis involved by running that slick ball. And then Atlanta stays ahead in this play. Morgan has another beautiful platform set to Leah Edmond.
Double sub coming on. Mia Tuaninga is in, replacing Merritt Beeson and Anna Dixon up front. Tough chance here for Maddox, going off speed, smart shot. Timmer's ball control. I love that slower quick. Tuaninga out of the play. Perfect set that time in transition and missed out of bounds by Edmond. Perfect delivery by Hintz. We've come to the second technical timeout here in the fourth set. Vegas trying to force a 15-point tiebreaker. Back in Atlanta, Vegas down 2-0, down 2 set points, down 2 match points in the third, and able to get off the deck. And now a very, very good start. They led it 8-4 at the first technical timeout and 16-13 here at the second.
Volleyball is such a game of momentum, and Vegas Thrill have the momentum. They saved match point in that third set, got the confidence, and now they're playing some really high-level volleyball.
This has been the starting pair almost the entire season. Charity Looper struggling, 5-match losing streak. She did not start the match tonight, but she's come in and done a very, very exceptional job, both in reception and in attacking. Good pass by Edmond. On the slide, covered by Hintz. Smart shot. Really nicely done off the edge of the block by Dixon.
Anna Dixon, high volleyball IQ, number 24 in red, celebrates with her teammates, but I like that decision. She just tooling it off the outside hand of Charity Looper for the easy point.
Back row, Cameron Hanna, we haven't seen that play.
Prior to the match last week when we had them in Las Vegas, they said, look for Cameron Hanna swinging out of the back row to Vic. We like her out of the middle, but we never saw it that entire match. Here we see it as one-on-one, good wrist away to that deep corner.
Working on Edmond, and oh, look at that. Beautiful play by Lewis and Monserrat.
You have to help on her.
Ask for help or help blocking?
Well, both, no.
Beg for help.
Yes, if you're a left front blocker, you need to help on Corey Lewis. She's got that kind of range.
Looper, Charity Looper, who crushed set point to the floor to win it for Vegas 27-25. Corey Lewis is so unassuming, the way she carries herself on the court. She does something spectacular, and she's almost embarrassed by it. Get used to it.
We need to figure out the Corey Lewis swagger.
Tight pass. Oh, Tuaninga's in the back court. Was that a legally blocked play?
She did not leave the ground. Her hand was up.
If her hand is above the plane of the net, that's an interesting no call.
I know.
I said if. I didn't say her hand was.
Are you?
I didn't say her hand was above the height of the net.
I know, but it was close.
It was. It was. She's a back row setter. Came in as the double sub. Cannot block above the height of the net. I guess that was ruled as a dig. Dug by Hintz. Good set by Monserrat when it was tight. Hanna again. Remember, Cameron Hanna played left side the entire time at Penn State. She had played opposite earlier on before she transferred to the Nittany Lions, but really looks good over there.
Cameron Hanna is special. High, quick arm through that seam. And Morgan Stout, the middle blocker rookie for Las Vegas, had a really nice defensive touch to start that rally.
Leah Edmond really doing a good job in reception. She's being served a lot. That ball never cleared. And it's an unforced error for Vegas and Maddox. 19-17, Leah Edmond back up front.
And Vegas is sticking with that 2 libero formation. Tegan DeFalco in for serve receive.
Edmond with 17 kills on 38 swings. Tough serve. Chance for Atlanta to get within 1. Timmer, not yet, out of the back row. Edmond out of the play. Beeson off hands. Anna Maddox. Boy, that ball called in. Wow.
Well, we have it digitally, so we know for sure. What a smart swing to the corner, and that's the outside of the line. What a swing.
Wow, the Atlanta fans behind us thought that ball was out for sure. So did I when I saw it live.
Yeah.
Dug by Stout, and another good swing. And that did not hit the block.
Morgan Stout playing left back defense for Vegas, kept that ball alive, but that swing goes long, no touch.
Well, we're going to have a challenge.
Original call is ball out. Vegas is challenged that there was a block touch.
One of two challenges, and if you're correct, you have an unlimited number. You can challenge touch off the block. You cannot challenge in or out or a net violation. So it was a good swing by Maddox. If it did not get a piece of the block, it was very close. This is a very critical call. The call live was ball out of bounds, point to Atlanta. If it did catch a piece of the block, then it will be a 2-point switch. And well, that's good use of the challenge, and
no finger movement.
It says block touch, but it should say no block touch.
Correct.
Because that ball was called out of bounds and then confirmed there was no touch on the block. So it stands at 20-18. Here is Jones. Tough serve at her old teammate. And off the block and out of bounds. Off of Leah Edmond once again. So Leah Edmond landed a little awkwardly and getting some attention over on the sideline. Going to stay on.
Leah Edmond walking it off. I'm not sure if the Vegas Thrill player came under the net, but let's watch the feet here.
Oh.
Yeah, it looked like Cameron Hand is right at that line.
Block deflection, dug by Schroll. Hannah Maddox and Vegas has really turned this match around and silenced the crowd.
The pin hitters have been really impressive for Vegas Thrill. I would have liked to see this ball go to Berkeley Oblad, but why when you're hot hitters? Hannah Maddox and White, number 11 on that pin.
Good pass by Timmer and Edmond. Yep, I'm fine. Leah Edmond is just fine, and what a battle between these two outstanding left sides. And they've had good support from a lot of their teammates.
Leah Edmond is a fighter. She bounces back, gets out lots of area to work inside the seat, but she turns it down the line.
What a set by Monserrat. Location and tempo. Maddox, tough swing, and missed it out of bounds, but a touch off the block. It was a really good job of hitting high.
And she is using the entire court. That one tagged the back of the line. Bolt 6, we call that electronically.
What a response by Maddox and the Vegas Thrill. They've lost 5 in a row. And Atlanta has lost 3 in a row. Both of them still very much in the middle of the pack. Charlie Graham coming on, part of the double sub, along with Lauren Jardine, number 17 in white. 2 points away from sending us to a 15-point tiebreaker. Ramon Hernandez-Cruz, you pointed it out early on. Vegas already is the author of 3 reverse sweeps. Atlanta doesn't want to be the 4th. Good swing by Edmond. No doubt about it.
This is the red zone. After 20, you have to execute at a high level. Look at Marley Monserrat push that ball to Leah Edmond. Sharp, carving that inside the block for the Atlanta point.
You see Leah Edmond marching back to the service line.
That's where she wants to be. One of the best servers in the league right now.
Good pass by DeFalco and a better swing. Charity Looper, and just like that, Vegas won the third set 27-25, fought off 2 match points, and now with 4 set points to force a tiebreaker. Here is Oblad. Timmer, reception and not a kill yet. Maddox out of the middle back, and Morgan Hentz can't make the play. Hannah Maddox and Charity Looper really red hot right now on the outside for Vegas. Well, we're going to go 5. One of these teams is going to end a very difficult losing streak, and we're going to go the distance to figure it out. Hannah Maddox with a decisive kill. Well, look what happened on a long night in Atlanta. It looked like the Atlanta vibe. We're going to take this 3-0, but somebody forgot to tell Charity Looper and Hannah Maddox for the Vegas side.
Incredible. We talked about the reverse sweeps that we've seen from this Vegas Thrill team. This is a team that can get hot and very dangerous, and that's exactly what's happened so far in the last 2 sets.
And a lot of options on the Vegas side and pushing all those buttons. Ramon Hernandez Cruz, and one of the most important, the biggest button was the Charity button. And look at this, Vegas is 4-0 in 5-set matches. Atlanta is 2-2 and most recently lost one to Orlando 3-2, 15-13. Aiko Jones is getting the start for Atlanta. So she's come in for Merritt Beeson at the opposite.
Yeah, looking for more offensive production on that right side.
The Merritt Beeson on the night, 29 swings, 6 kills, a couple of errors. And immediately, Aiko Jones, how about that? You've been standing over on the sideline for about 2 hours, and immediately, Marley, what are you doing?
And sent her the first ball. Hey, get her going right away.
Absolutely, that's a big time play, and she enjoyed it. Remember, this 5th set tiebreaker to 15. We will have a technical timeout at 8. Good block. Lewis has been really good in both phases, offensively and defensively, as the middle. Beautiful swing by Cameron Hanna.
In transition, if you're going to set Cameron Hanna, set her wide because she's got that rangy arm. It's when you air inside on that transition set, the beautiful swing to the corner.
Leah Edmond now on the left. Corey Lewis been hitting for a fantastic percentage. Easy serve. And Lewis again. There's a one
serve to Morgan Hentz. Those do not go together. This is a high percentage point opportunity. Quick set to Corey Lewis in the middle.
Now 11 kills on 26 swings. The double sub quickly comes on. Dixon along with Tuaniga. Right side back to Hanna again, and that ball tucked inside.
Your hands as a defender, blocker at the net, have to be quick and over on the opponent's side of the net to stop that, especially against Cameron Hanna with that whip of an arm.
Hence, pretty good pass off a very tough serve. Block deflection, dug by Schroll. Maddox. Looper, good first contact. Roll shot out of the middle back. Really smartly done by Looper.
Charity Looper is feeling it in such a good rhythm offensively. We've seen hitters from her, but this is just a little bit of a roll shot. Look at all that spin. Ball drops to the floor quickly for Charity Looper.
Looper now with 15 kills on 34 swings, hit .353. And Cameron Hanna as well has really been, look out. Leah Edmond, Cameron Hanna, well, I'm on that 14 kills on 30 swings.
Mia Tuaniga on the court for Atlanta to set this ball. She has to bump set this ball. It's not an ideal location, but puts up a juicy one for Leah Edmond.
It was juicy, Holly. Reception and kill for Maddox.
Anna Maddox going really aggressive off the outside hand of the blocker. She is feeling it in those tools. Her tool belt is growing all the time, using the whole court, going high off the hands as well.
The heavyweight fight. You know, isn't Evander Holyfield from Atlanta, I think? Kind of a famous heavyweight. Not a boxing expert, as shown. Anna Dixon. Both
trying to establish that offense on the right side of the court. We saw Aiko Jones early. Now Anna Dixon, too, able to score from that right pin.
Just making sure at any time, but particularly now, make sure the surface is dry and safe. Here is Lewis. Pretty tough serve. Oh, what a swing by Charity Looper. How does she do that at 5'9"? Talked to her a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember where we were. We've been in a lot of places. Asked her what her vertical was. She said 39 inches.
I mean, I tell you, in terms of a raw athlete, she is as good as they get. She's up at 10'8", hitting that ball. That's a high contact point for a little player.
All of 5'9". Dixon's come on and done a nice job. When Merritt Beeson was out for a couple of matches, Anna Dixon came on and played very effectively at the opposite. Dixon, the 6'3" rookie, heads to the sideline. Double sub unwound. Finished her college career at Missouri. Don't know if she started there. So many transfers now. Where you start and where you finish is a different conversation. Oh, Morgan Stout down the line, and Childress with a perfect delivery on the slide.
Perfect pass, and look at the confidence to go to your freshman middle blocker, Morgan Stout. She led the NCAA in middle blocker scoring and continues that.
I'll tell you, after this point, needs to be said, Leah Edmond has been really good in serve reception. And now tagged out of the back row. What a dig by Edmond. No, that's too tight. That's a tough chance. Oh, Aiko Jones, a little unlucky. Big block by Vegas.
Talk about swagger. Morgan Stout is a competitor. She is feeling it, had that beautiful kill down the line. And look at this block step for the huge point. Look at the swagger, giving energy back to her team. Love it.
Looper, very good set in trend and thrown down. I'll tell you, I like that play by the Vegas Thrill and Charity Looper. And 8-5 is the advantage. We've come to the side chain. And the technical timeout here in the 5th set. 15-point tiebreaker. Can it be the 4th reverse sweep for the Thrill? We'll see. Well, there are people in the business world that are known for turning companies around. Vegas is getting known for turning matches around. Possibly their fourth on the year in their 15th match of reverse sweeps. And boy, it looked like it was all Atlanta about an hour ago.
Yeah, I mean, in the 3rd set, Atlanta had match point. And this is a team for Vegas who just have so much confidence in their ability. And they've got the depth to every single player on that bench has come in and contributed, and that says a lot about this team.
On a 5-match losing streak after starting the season at 7-2 and getting a lot of attention and a lot of headlines. We talked about them playing small ball. Maddox is 6'2". We're talking about Charity Looper and Cameron Hanna. Might be one of the smallest opposites in the league when you look around, but they were playing, and so young. Vicini, gutsy set that time by Monserrat. They really needed it.
Vegas needs to serve the ball tougher.
Yep.
Atlanta vibe in system, easy pass, and then McKenna Vicini attacking that gap.
Really good point about Vegas at the service line. They cannot back off at all. Good pass by Looper. And Monserrat can't track it down. Hanna has got some heat. The Hannas, Hanna Maddox and Cameron Hanna.
It's a mouthful.
It's a tongue twister sometimes, but they both have got big time heat.
And you talked about them playing small ball. They do not play small.
No, they don't.
They play big. They might be.
There's being small and playing small.
Yes, big difference.
Yep. The lead is 9-6, tied at 2 sets apiece. Atlanta trying to take advantage after being on the road for 3 straight losses. They're at home for 3 out of their next 4. Perfect pass, easy serve. As you pointed out, Holly McPeak, Vegas got to put more pressure on. Oh, nice play by Stout. Really good instincts by Morgan Stout.
The coaching staff for Vegas were so frustrated at that first play that Vegas didn't get a swing out of it. But then Morgan Stout on the second ball, big rip, aggressive mindset. I like it.
Morgan Stout wanted to be a college basketball player, decided to switch and put all of her attention into volleyball, played at Wichita State, and now her first professional season. And coming off the bench, as she has all season long, she's among the league leaders in attack efficiency.
She has so much fire. She's really improved defensively. I talked about her leading the NCAA in all middle blockers across the country. She was scoring 3.95 points per set for her team. So she's a player who can contribute, and she's been impressive.
Averaging just under 2 kills per set off the bench for the most part, hitting .333, which is 6th best in the Pro Volleyball Federation. Coming your way on the ROKU channel. Thanks for being with us tonight. With Holly McPeak, I'm Paul Sunderland. Thanks to our outstanding crew as we bring this one to you, as this is week 10 and the midway point in the Pro Volleyball Federation schedule. Omaha and Orlando tied for the top spot. Leah Edmond and the Atlanta Vibe were up 2-0 and had 2 match points and could not put Vegas away. Good block touch. Maddox, no, right side, why not? Cameron Hanna's hot. Oh, smart shot. The wipe off by Leah Edmond.
The entire Vegas team looked at their coaching staff and said, please challenge that.
Well, the challenge or the discussion is, and the official talking to Alicia Glass-Childress, let's listen for the official.
Original call is ball out of Vegas. They're challenging that there was a touch off Atlanta.
Yeah, this is an interesting ruling, and I've got to give all credit to John Speraw. The wipe off, but when you touch the block, and John Speraw came up with this on his own, what was happening for years, but it was never really thought through and detected, is that you push the ball into the block, but the attacker is actually the person that touches it last, because they're directing it into the block and then out of bounds. And so John Speraw kind of changed the way, and he was the Olympic team coach for the men for a couple of Olympic cycles. Now, does Leah Edmond touch it? It matters who touches it last.
She's touching it there.
Yep. Very close call. Very, very close indeed. Yeah, the better angle actually is from behind. But this is Bolt 6 based in Charlotte. They're taking a look at this, and they've got several angles. I think this is a good challenge.
Very hard to see from.
Yep, indeed. That shot you were taking a look at was...
I like this angle.
Yeah.
See, textbook.
Wow.
Off the block.
Well, the ruling is in, and they're saying that it was the Vegas block that touched the ball last, but really a bang-bang play. So the call stands. Maddox, good set. And no touch.
Vegas needs to push that pass up to the net. Alicia Childress doesn't. You do not want her bump setting that ball. You want her running the offense. Not that she's not a good bump setter, but you can't run an offense if you're not running it with your hands.
Timeout is called by Vegas. Back and forth we go. Yeah, exactly right, Holly. It was a perfectly accurate bump set. But everybody in the building, everybody in Atlanta knew where it was going. Maddox made a good swing, but didn't quite just get on top of the ball. 5th set tiebreaker to 15. Teams have 2 timeouts and 2 challenges. Very interesting match, especially on the Vegas side. The number of buttons and the number of substitutions. You better be ready to play because everybody's getting in.
The energy on the Vegas sideline, everybody's involved in the huddle, the bench, everybody. They've been a part of it. They're in the battle.
Well, this could be a season-changing match for both of these teams. Atlanta coming back home after losing 3 in a row on the road, and they've been up and down, win 1, lose 1, win 2, lose 2. That's why they're at 6-8 so far on the year. Vegas started out red hot at 7-2, and then as Leah Edmond told us earlier today, now people they've got video, they've got film. We really didn't know this very, very young new look Vegas team. Looper has been fantastic. Maddox backside to Hannah and off the edge again. What a dig that time by Taylor Head. And thrown down. Taylor Head.
Taylor Head comes up with a huge play, sliding under that ball, and then Leah Edmond finds a way to throw it down to the middle of the court.
And what a good anticipation and read by Pia Timmer. The ball's never down. Atlanta back within one. Really tough ball to dig. You know, when it changes direction off the block, perfect pass. Stout. Got to have it back to Stout again. No, Maddox is blocked. Iko Jones.
Atlanta playing some defense when it counts. Huge dig the first play to slow down Stout, and that ball dies inside, and that's a big block from Iko Jones on the right.
I thought one of those swings from Morgan Stout was going to go down. Good pass. You go back to Stout. No. Looper out of the back row. What a cover by Maddox. Got to go to Edmond here. Off speed by Leah Edmond. Boy, this is a really good run right now for Atlanta.
Taylor Head putting up a nice ball, and then the hand contact by Leah Edmond, perfect.
4-0 run for Atlanta. Remember, they had 2 match points in the third. Ended up coming back, was Vegas winning at 27-25, and then Vegas was really impressive in the fourth set, winning at 25-20. Alicia Glass-Childress, undoubtedly the veteran leader of this Vegas team. In system, it's going to be very interesting to see where she goes.
Lots of confidence in Morgan Stout right now, but also in Cameron Hanna on that left pin.
Well, and the most important thing is in system. If they're in system, you got choices. Otherwise, you're scrambling.
First contact's going to be crucial.
Yep. Atlanta's got to be very strategic in terms of where they go with this serve. I would not serve Charity Looper. I think she's been absolutely superb in reception. And Maddox, let's see how they deploy. Maddox is in the left front, and she's quote-unquote unprotected. There's no middle blocker to take the short serve. Maddox is in the left front. And Atlanta serves it out of bounds. What a break. Wow.
Good timeout by Las Vegas.
Yep, good point, good point. Tied at 11. Hannah on the right, Oblad in the middle, Maddox on the left. Do not serve Morgan Hentz. Edmond up to it in terms of reception. Edmond again, and through the block and down.
Atlanta staying ahead that entire play, and then Leah Edmond finishing things off on that left pin. Morgan Hentz stepping in, digging that ball. Really nice control, and then Edmond attacking that seam.
24 kills now for the reigning MVP. Good pass by Maddox. Oh, what a dig by Hentz. The double tomahawk. Morgan Hentz with the dig, putting so much pressure on Vegas.
All-stars make big plays, one arm, and then the pursuit by Leah Edmond to keep it alive. And then Alicia Childress has to bump that too many balls at this crucial point in the match.
13-11, Atlanta 2 points away. We've said that before. Must side out here for Vegas. Good pass. Gutsy swing by number 11. Double sub coming on.
Morgan Hentz was in that sharp angle to defend Hannah Maddox, and that time she goes to the corner off the hands.
Jardine will come on along with Graham. 13-12. Remember, Atlanta led this match. Some of you are just joining us. They led it 2-0 and had 2 match points. Paul Sunderland with Holly McPeak. Graham back to serve. They will most likely go to Edmond down the left sideline. Be line to line. Go to Timmer. Oh, Leah Edmond. Match points now for Leah Edmond, now with 25 kills.
Leaders step up when your team needs it, and Leah Edmond's doing just that, working off the inside hand of Oblad. Deflected, but out of the reach of the defender.
Double sub unwound. Remember, in the third set, Edmond and Atlanta had 2 match points. Now they have 2 more. Crowd on their feet. Nice pass by Maddox. Looper out of the back row. What a magnificent gutsy swing by Charity Looper. Kill number 18. 1 match point save.
That choice by Alicia Childress to go to Looper out of the back row.
Excellent point right on the sideline, and I like this timeout by Kayla Banworth. What would they be talking about in the Atlanta huddle?
Well, for one, what they're going to run offensively and what they need to do to score a point. I mean, you need to focus on your first contact. If you're Vegas, you need to serve aggressive, not an easy ball, and avoid Morgan Hens, please.
Please, pretty please.
Pretty please.
The Atlanta is looking for 1 in-system play. We'll take a look at the lineup. Where's Corey Lewis? That's one of the keys to me, number 22. And she is up front with Monserrat.
But they can't run Corey Lewis if the pass isn't good.
Absolutely.
Middles are dependent on a good pass. So that's where the tough serve comes into play.
There is Lewis, number 22, 11 kills on 26 swings, hit .423. Got Leah Edmond over on the right side. A little different deployment. Match point number 2 for Atlanta. They've lost 3 in a row. Vegas has lost 5 in a row. Here is Maddox. Took a lot off of that. Served Hens. Dug by Edmond. Oh, good first contact. Monserrat, good block touch. Oh, the ball drops. Another fantastic point. Long rally. I just hate to see it end that way, Holly McPeak.
Agreed. I mean, we saw some great defense on both sides of the net, but Atlanta really turned up the heat at the end.
Big win for Atlanta. They get to 7-8 so far on the year and start a stretch where they're 3 out of 4 at home. The O's on top, and Vegas. What an opportunity. Vegas pushed every button they possibly could. Charity Looper, Hannah Maddox, Cameron Hanna were just tremendous, but they had a chance there at the end, Holly, at match point. The ball dropped.
Block deflections for Vegas kept it alive, and those were crucial against Charity Looper to get a swing to their outside timber at the end.
Leah Edmond, we featured her before, first serve, and why not the reigning MVP. 25 kills to lead the way. On the other side, Hannah Maddox had 26. For Holly McPeak and our entire crew here on ROKU, on the ROKU channel. Yep, winning feels pretty darn good. Good night, everybody.